We're all sons of liberty here.
You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game again.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us. At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally screwed us. The brother screwed us. He had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. Welcome to another day of free agency and vacation talk, because we are back again. I don't know what the hell's going on in the world. You guys have to fill me in because it's been a busy morning, but I'm glad to be here. Thank you for being here so much. Appreciate everybody. What is going on? G-Code, what's happening? Old Holy Squire, what's up? Code Man, what's up? T. Washington, Bleeding Kelly Green, Davey, Ken Lewis, Leroy, Captain, Troll King, Deep Space, 63X, Nathan, Twits, what's going on? Michael, anybody that I missed, I'm sorry. Some Black Ninja, Big Mob, Rylong, can't see everybody here, but Nathan, what's going on, everybody? So, another day, another moment is anticipated. Man, this TV is so loud in my ear. I'm sorry. I was watching, came home and was watching John Adams, the old HBO show. Am I coming in loud and clear, by the way? Mark Holmes is complaining about cap space. Well, that's really interesting because the Eagles do have some cap space. And the question is now is what is the next move? I really think, in my opinion, I want to see another safety. You know, I want to see a safety still, and Justin Simmons is out there. Now, he's asking for too much money. He wants a lot of money, but every day that goes by, I think that is, I think it's more and more likely we're gonna get a chance to get him, because I think he probably would want to play for Vic Fangio. Now, my man, shout out to Jordan Schultz, my man, but he posted this. So I want to talk about this really quick, if you can see me over here. But he says, free agent safety Julian Blackmon is headed for Buffalo for a visit with the Pound Bills, sources tell Bleacher Report. Blackmon has several suitors after enjoying a career season with the Pound Colts, which included 4 interceptions. I got to tell you, I don't know why I keep thinking he signed back with the Colts. I don't know why, but I do. I think he's another guy we got to watch. We have to hope Buffalo doesn't sign him, because I would prefer actually to sign him than Justin Simmons, because I like that he's like, 24, 25. I'm all about the youth, especially in the secondary, you know? So it's something to keep in, your heads, you know? Michael says 500 favorite Eagles podcasters. Thank you so much. And let me apologize. I totally forgot to set the clock. So it said PM and not AM. So I apologize. JJ Irvin, what's going on, my man? Yeah, Paul Giamatti. That's a good show. I haven't watched it since it came out. I started watching it again. I can't stop. Philly, what is the most underrated signing this year, Q? The most underrated signing is Devin White. Devin White. Now, I know a lot of people are crapping on him. I know a lot of people are acting like he stinks. He's shot. He's done, whatever. I say this. Don't underestimate the power of a new place, a clean start to get going. When I listened to Devin White's press conference, I think he sounded focused and ready to go. I think he's going to end up being the most underrated signing. You know what I mean? Mayday, what's going on? Javon, what's happening, my man? Hey, Philly, when do you think Simmons is going to go? That's the thing. Simmons, he wants money, right? Well, I think the only thing he could do is this. He can keep waiting until like after the draft, and I don't think he's going to get much money. And then at that point, he might as well wait to training camp and you have a player injured or somebody holds out or whatever. So I think it's either going to be before the draft or at training camp. I think it's those two. I think like afterwards, he's only going to find it harder to find a place. No wonder people ignore that you said that anyway, March 13th and how late you normally are. You got to be one of us. What? What the hell are you talking about? I've never said the N-word. I've never said that word in my life. So that, I don't know. I don't know why you would say something like that to me. JJ Evans says, I wonder how much money is Simmons wanting? I don't know, but I assume it's probably like in the 15 million range. I love these live streams. Thanks, man. I'm trying to test and see how these things kind of go, and we can work it out. That's Cat Philly's cool. I don't know what he's talking about, but I will gladly say, timestamp it. Show me, because I know without question I never said anything like that. Sometimes people just say things crazy. King's Eagle says he's asking for $17 million a year. Well, that's what Xavier McKinney got. He got $17 million a year. So I don't know. If you had to trade Reddick, who would you prefer to trade him to and what? I don't really concern myself with where he goes as long as it's not in the NFC East. As long as I get something good for him. You know what I mean? Did your Cats double moonwalk? Yes, they did. Absolutely 100%. They got me in my sleep. They literally ran across me. Thanks, Troll King. I appreciate that. I think we need a corner. Yeah, I think so too. Martin says he sounds like he's trolling. Yeah, probably. I mean, there hasn't been anything troll-wise I haven't seen before. They've pretty much thrown everything, so nothing really phases me or bothers me anymore. Tommy says, the more I think about it, I feel like Howie doesn't want to pay $25 million a year to Reddick because our defensive scheme. Why pay a guy that much when he's not going to pure pass rusher and struggles with pass coverage? Yeah, well, I totally get that, but why do you even need to worry about it? He's under contract. You can play it out one more year. And from what I heard, I forget who it was, but they were saying there's been no indication. Actually, Reddick said at the end of the year after that Tampa game, he wasn't going to hold out. So I don't know. Payson says, you saw Kool-Aid run 4.47 with Jones injury in his foot. What do you think about drafting him? I think he's right now. I have him as my third favorite corner. So I would be totally. I got Mitchell, Arnold, and then him. Now I got to go watch some other guys. So, but at this point right now, yeah, I'm okay with it. 63 more. Thank you so much for the super chat. He goes, it's no big. It was definitely an accident reading someone named the Black Ninja super chat, and it was slipped. It clipped it. Yeah, send it to me. Sometimes people put words in so you read it and then it sounds a certain way. I definitely don't consider that something. Black Ninja is not somebody that I think would do that. But there's definitely people that definitely do crazy things like that. So if I see them even do it and I recognize it, I block it. I block them. But thank you for super chat and send it to me because I never would use that word. It's just not how I am. NFL's Rig says, breaking news: Eagles signed Joe Simmons to a 2-year deal worth $12 million. I wish. Send it to YoPhilly500 at YoPhilly500 on Twitter. As a Road Type fan, I prefer Arnold over Kool-Aid. Yeah, I do too. He's my second favorite guy. Sam says, Huff has the same skill set. Who's calling me? Don't call him. Huff has the same skill set as Reddick. The question is, will Howie be willing to give him the same amount of money or more rotational player? I do it, but he might feel it isn't worth it. The thing with Huff is this: if we're being realistic, he's only played 1 year. Not played 1 year, but he's only had 1 year at 10 sacks. Reddick has done it consistently, and I think that's the big issue with him for me. Like, you have to literally do it you have to do it multiple years. Reddick has done it multiple years. My issue isn't this. I get not signing Reddick. You don't have to sign him long term. Fine. But you already have him under contract going into this year. So why push him out this year, a year early, is what I'm saying. I got an email, 63 Mortis. It's yophilly500@yahoo.com. Just send it there. I see what you're talking about. I have no idea if what you're even referring to. And do you have the date of it? Ken Lewis says, I hope you go full-time YouTuber live streams in the morning and night. I'm testing it out. Like, this today is this whole week is kind of to test the water. I want to test the water, and then I want to see if I can do something for a monthly in the draft, and then we'll see. We'll go from there. Gaming God says, Reddick lost like 4 sacks to the international grounders too. What? Oh, intentional grounding. What international grounders? What group is that? Yeah, that's crazy. That's true. I haven't even thought about that. Yeah, Sheldon, I saw the Jordan Schultz post. I put that in here earlier. This was it. I thought he signed. I don't know why I keep thinking he signed with the Colts. But, yeah, I might prefer him over Simmons because he's only 25 years old. He's young. Philly, we still need to lose. He's off the roster, though. He's not on the roster anymore. So, yeah, definitely. Twitch, man, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, I just replayed it. You said some black ninja, not the other word, Phil. You're good. Okay, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I know, I know I sound like the white Mike Tyson, so maybe it sounds different, but no, I definitely didn't. I definitely never would say that. But thank you for checking, Twits. Donnie says the perfect draft: 1 Nate Wiggins, 2 Edrin Cooper, and 3 Cooper BB. What do you say, Philly 500? I think I haven't seen enough of Wiggins. Okay, I hear great things about him. I like Edrin Cooper a lot. I think for me, I would say I really like Quinyon Mitchell. That's like my favorite guy right now. So, yeah, I like him. But I don't dislike it. I need to go watch and find games and watch Nate Wiggins as much as I can. Chris Scott says, I like Blackman more than Simmons. What I like about him is the age. I'm all about getting the young guys that are going to be here for multiple years. Oh, my God. Dak's brother said that Jalen Hurts is not a quarterback. How could you say that, It's crazy. Ken Lewis says, I want Cooper DeJean. He plays everywhere. He'd be a cheap chess piece. Yeah, I haven't watched him either. He's another guy I've literally never watched. I haven't watched Iowa. So I need to go before I say yes or no. I need to go watch those guys. I'm going to start really getting heavy in the draft, probably starting end of this week towards next week. I'm going to try. What I'll try to do is I'll try to have at least 2 videos a day. One with free agency and players like that, and then one with specifically the draft. So I probably will do that. Troy says, I love Reddick, but in the NFL, you got to be able to cover also. Yeah, it's true. But my thing is this, is if you know the guy is only going to be really good at one thing, just let him do that one thing. Once in a while, if you want to try to throw defense all or offense all, fine. But I just let him strictly rush the passer. Reddick to the Falcons is gaining momentum. However, Reddick will have to bring his asking price down. No one wants to pay 25. Yeah, I agree. Let me see this. Let me find this. Somebody sent me this earlier. Let me see. I'm gonna get there's a little report on Reddick, so I want to share it with you guys. And this is Luke Bradshaw sent this to me, so shout out to him. I don't know if he's here or not, but he sent me this. I'm going to share this with you guys. Here was a report earlier, right? It said update. Adam Schefter says, regarding the Pound Eagles and Hassan Reddick, at this point in time, it is just a question of if and somebody will step up and give them the right offer. They are not going to move him until then. And if they don't get it, they hold on to him. So the Eagles specifically have an asking price for him that they have no intentions of moving. So to me, I think that I think Reddick is going to end up staying in Philly. I do, you know. I love Reddick, but yeah, you do. But I mean, remember, thing too is he's a double-digit sack. Like, you know what you get with Reddick. You're getting double-digit mother humping sacks. You know, like I don't know. I don't know. Eagle says, yeah, 500. Said Ninja left out. I remember going back on it, and it was definitely thank you. I would. Yeah. Hung Meow says 500. You were funnier and as dedicated as T Dolphins chat, and he makes lots of money full time. Yeah, I have to do. I would love to do full time, and we'll get there someday. But right now, it's it's kind of hard. Personally, I would ship them you would ship them for an early second rounder. This guarantees that we get an edge rusher in the first round and we get Cooper in the second. So you think in your mind, you're figuring if we draft him, if we trade him, we'll have to draft a defensive end or edge rusher, and that's what you want. I mean, I get it. To me, the way I look at it is, what are you going to get more use out of? Are you going to get more use out of Reddick and double-digit sacks this year, or a second-round pick? If you could get that. I wish I knew what does anybody know what the Eagles were asking for with Reddick? I mean, kind of crazy. $500. Why are you stuck on sacks for $25 million? You need to be an all-around player. No, Antonio, I'm not stuck on $25 million. I mean, I'm not stuck on sacks for $25 million. I'm simply saying he's already under contract. He's not making $25 million. So to me, why run him out a year early if you don't have to? You do need sacks. I mean, listen, I think the NFL, the best way for a defense to neutralize an offense that has so much advantage over a defense, you've got to get pressure and you got to get to a quarterback, and it doesn't always have to be sacks. You're right. There's other ways to get pressure, but you have to generate it. And Reddick is not just a sack guy. Reddick is also your biggest playmaker. He's a closer. He's a game changer. So to me, I'm not saying sign him for $25 million. I'm just saying, why run him out a year early when you don't have to? That's my point of view. J62 Moon, man, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, thanks for spending your day off with us, big homie. Do you think Philly's in trouble cap-wise after this year with all the back contracts? Not this year. I think a few years down the road, they're going to have to make some adjustments. But Hurts is like $13 million this year. I think his cap hits like 20-something million next year. I mean, that's nothing for a quarterback. In a few years, you're going to have to make some decisions and restructures. But that's what Howie's good at, Thank you, my man. Appreciate that. Eagles signed Bend Over to a $2 million. Bend Over. That was the first one that ever got me. I was like, I never heard of Bent Over. Brooks, thank you for super chat. He goes, who else would you want besides just Simmons? How about Julian Blackmon? I think he would be a good safety. I think you need another veteran safety. I really don't know. After those two guys, I don't even remember who's left on the board. There's a few older guys that I really am not interested in. So, but I think a safety, I think you get a veteran safety and you draft a corner, because the Eagles don't like to draft safeties early either. Let's face it. Frank says, if you don't get what you want for Reddick, make him play under contract. Negotiate deal later during the season. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, you could even just restructure it, throw him some more money, a couple million more for the 1-year deal. But I just wouldn't. I just am saying, why get rid of him a year before you have to? This is a team that if you have Reddick on the team, you have 3 legitimate pass rushers, I believe. You have a giant wild card in Nolan Smith. And who knows? I mean, who knows? Plus, they already underpaid him for 3 years. Be reasonable. He wants to stay. He has been underpaid. He has. But, all we could really go on is that the Eagles don't want to pay him all that money. So if that's the case, then you have to make the decision. Do we trade him or do we keep him for 1 more year at least? I would be okay with an extension. Like if they gave, I think Reddick has a good 2-3 years left. So I would perfectly be okay with it. But the wind is blowing towards the direction that he's not going to be here long term. So if that's the case, all I'm saying is why wait? Why do it a year? Why do it a year? Before you have to. See, if you do it next year, then you get to see Bryce Huff do it for 1 more year. Maybe Nolan Smith develops. So you have 2 guys, you might not even need them at that point. Giant guy, you poor guy. A running back is not worth the money. The Eagles overpaid Barkley for when you can have average running back and still can win. But what about when you can have an average running back and a good running back and you still can't win? Like the Eagles signed him. He's $3.9 million against our cap this year. $3.9 million. A lot of that money in those contracts are blown up. What's the cap number? That's what I care about. What's the guarantees? He's not making he's making money, but when you're a team that you're on the borderline of being a Super Bowl contender, I don't think it's a bad thing to go out and get a good running back, especially of Barkley's talent. Because I don't blame Barkley as much as some other people. I think Barkley is a really good player that played with a really, really bad team. Phil, you see them going corner or offensive tackle? I could definitely see. I think it's going to be, most likely, I think it's going to be an edge rusher in the first round, regardless of what they do at Reddick. And then I think number 2 is corner and offensive line. So I think it'll be one of those 3 picks. Rylan says, Phil, you got to watch the tape on Cooper DeJean, Iowa. You're missing out. He's better than Arnold. Quinion, solid, but okay. Yeah, I definitely will watch some stuff on him. I don't have any updates on Simmons right now. I mean, the last thing we heard was asking for a lot of money, and not only the Eagles, but other teams were like, eh. Jay says, Eagles are competing with San Fran for the NFC. In my opinion, we're going to beat them out with Jalen Hurts as the Eagles. I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, hit that like button. Let's get, there you go. There you go, Rick. I appreciate that, man. I would do it every day. I would do this every day. No question about it. At least I'd have probably one afternoon video and then one like a morning type live stream. King says Saquon Barkley is a difference maker, not a running back. We'll show you all how to use him this year. I mean, people forget the year that the Giants went to the playoffs, which is 2 years ago. He had a pretty good year. I mean, he was pretty much the only guy that they had. I think you guys see the thing with Barkley, and he said his daughter says now that they're an Eagles, she asked him, does that mean you're going to win now? Giant fans are pissed off. They are unfollowing him. They are so mad because of what his daughter said. It's like, what are you going to do, you know? JJ says, I think Barkley will play with a chip this season. I think Barkley's gonna. I think like the first carry, he's gonna break a 60-yarder. Like, I think the first carry he's going for a touchdown. Like, well, I'll say first 3. I think he's gonna have a huge beginning of the year. He's gonna run the ball. He's gonna see holes open up, and he's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, that is a hole." Pause. But I seriously, that's what I think. Howie's been quiet. I can feel something. Yeah, something is brewing. You feel it. I think right now, I think they're focusing on the Reddick situation. But I feel like something is definitely brewing. Game Guy says, Howie is a god. Why does Daniel Jones have such a big cap hit and not Jalen? I don't understand. Is Howie better than everyone? Yeah, Howie is really good with the cap. He understands how it works. He understands how to set it up. A lot of these organizations do not do that. I mean, you're talking about Jalen Hurts is like $13 million against the cap this year, and then it's like 20-something million, and then it's like, I think, like 30. And by the time it gets to where the top quarterbacks are, it's time to renegotiate. So he set it up perfectly. I mean, even you look at Saquon Barkley, $3.8 million against the cap this year. That's nothing. Ghost, man, thank you so much for the super chat. He goes, thanks for going live. This will help me get through the fourth quarter of work. Keep up the good work. Go Birds. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, fourth quarter work is always the hardest. It's like you go like all day, but that like especially that last hour, it always feels like the whole day all over again. You think Reddick hurt his chances at extension during the last 6-7 stretch? I mean, I don't know, Eagle Slayer. The thing I'll say about this is, I mean, how are they going to hold it against Reddick and nobody else? That whole team collapsed. It was like the whole team. So I just don't know. Let me see something here. Trying to get some updates here. Hey, Giant Guy, you have a New York in your name. New York doesn't have a football team. Yeah, other than the Bills. Ain't that something? Both New York teams play in New Jersey. John Jones, what's up, my man? He says Howie needs a hit on this draft because Laurie can't keep. John Jones thinks, and it's interesting thought. You think that Howie might be on a short leash? Huh? That's interesting. I always thought Howie's like can do no wrong in Jeffrey Lurie's eyes, but maybe you're right. I mean, how this free agency, what the roster they're building now is going to fall back on Howie one way or the other. It has to. I don't think there's any excuse for Howie this time. I feel something coming too. I agree. I said there would be an issue retaining Reddick. It is as soon as reporters started needling him midseason about being underpaid. Well, yeah, you knew it was coming. I mean, Reddick said something during training camp that was like, yeah, I know I'm underpaid, and I'm hoping that this year, after I do this year, I'll get something. Problem with Reddick is his age. Teams don't want to pay, I don't know, a second-round pick and then have to sign him to $25 million a year, and he's 31 years old. Now, I personally think Reddick can give you – I think he can give you another 2 years at double-digit sacks. I do. I honestly do. I hope Hurts wasn't a one-year wonder. He was still great last year when you look over stats. I think Hurts was fine. I mean, I didn't think there was any issue with Hurts at all. The money for Saquon should be a non-factor. What he brings to that already stacked offense means way more than $13 million. He filled only hole on his offense. The offense is unstoppable with Saquon. I think so too. I mean, Saquon doesn't have to be everything. He's not the only guy. You got a lot of talent around him. What are you going to do? You're going to try stack the box on Saquon Barkley? Go ahead. because A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith could kill you. What are you going to do? Try to double A.J. Brown? Go ahead. I don't see how a defense can shut this team down if they're playing up to their potential. The only way I think the defense or the offense sputters is if the coaching staff is bad. If they're predictable, if defenses know what's coming because the tape and they don't mix it up, that'll be a problem. But other than that, I don't know. Young said, "What's up, Phil? You go. Thank you, man." Randy says, "I would ideally like to keep Reddick. However, if Verse, Turner, or Latu fall to me, I'm trading them." Well, I get it. I mean, if you get a guy, especially like Latu and Turner and Verse for that matter, I mean, you get guys like that, I think you're getting guys that are going to be really, really good long term. Question is could they put up the numbers Reddick gets this year? That we don't know. Do I think Howie's going to do something big? It'll probably be like, I think, you'll probably get another minor move, and then you're going to get something big. I don't know what he's got. He's got something brewing. I just don't know what. I think safety makes the most sense. X-Crush, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, "Must be nice. I wish old-ass Jerry Jones would give us players." I don't even understand why you guys even bother. I mean, you didn't even start trying to work on Dak's contract extension until after free agency was all the good players were off the board. But thank you for the Super Chat. Robert, thank you, man, for being here. He says 500. You still never said what to do third string running back draft. Yeah, I personally think I would try to draft a running back in the 4th round, 5th round, something like that. I think the Eagles have been good with finding serviceable running backs in mid to late rounds. So I think they could do that again. Now maybe that's because they had Deuce a lot of those years, but I think you do it in the draft. The truth is why we haven't made a move calm before storm. I feel like it is. I feel like there's something brewing. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's going to be some sort of, and I don't mean just Reddick, but I feel like there's going to be some sort of trade for the Eagles. I don't know what it is, but something will happen. Saquon wanted to be around better talent versus that giant shitty talent. Absolutely. Worship says 500. How cool would it be to beat Dallas in the divisional, the Niners in the NFC championship game, and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl this year? It'd be glorious. I would love it, especially because then the Cowboys, we can laugh at them once again because they cannot get out of the divisional round of the playoffs. Hector, what's going on, my man? How are you? 500. What do you think is the top 3 needs of this team? I still think you need another linebacker. Okay, I still think you need another safety, and I think you need you still need a right guard. I mean, listen, I'm not saying Steen or Hennessy can't be the guy, but there is question marks about that right guard spot. I know a lot of people like Reed Blankenship. I think he's a good serviceable safety, but I still think you could upgrade that. Giants could be ads this season without Saquon. Yeah. Giant guy says Snake Barkley didn't like how Tiki Barber called him out for being the snake like he is. That was a snake move. You're going to go wait to go to another team, then talk trash. What did he say? What did Barkley say that was trash talking? I don't think Barkley said anything about the Giants bad. Are you mad about what his daughter said? I mean, let's be honest. It's kind of true. You don't win. It's not like the Giants ever. I mean, you don't win. She's not lying. That's fake news. 500 Eagles didn't sign anybody. I don't know what you're talking about, Reese. I didn't say they signed anybody. Reed was the only player to tackle all season. The problem with Reed. Listen, I like Reed. I don't want to sound like I don't like him, but I still think that the difference between, like, let's say him and Justin Simmons or a guy like that is big. I see him more as a serviceable guy that can come in, can start if need be. But if you could have him as a backup, I think he's a really, really good depth piece. Now, I could be wrong. He could continue to develop. But, I mean, that's kind of how I feel about him. Tacklers in general, Reed was only. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree that he was. Let me see here. It's really quiet in my house, and it's kind of wigging me out. I do not like quiet. I do not like it. I hate when things are quiet. It gets me all weirded out. Saquon's daughter always has been an Eagles fan. She's already knew the fly. That's awesome. That's awesome. Any updates? No updates. A lot of hopeful thinking. Yes, a lot of hopeful thinking. Mal, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, if you don't have a great rookie season, you're a bust, I guess. Steen and Noel Smith will be fine. Can't give up on him. No, I'm not giving up on either of them. But I think there's one thing to give up on a guy, and there's one thing to say, I'm not ready to give this guy the keys to the car. Like, just because Nolan Smith was a first rounder doesn't mean that I can say, well, he's perfect replacement for Reddick. He's ready to go. We could trade Reddick now because we got Nolan Smith. Like, I need to see a little more before I'm willing to go on that route. That doesn't mean I don't think he can develop. Same with Steen. But I think you have to, we have to be a little cautious. So you should try to get interviews with some former current Eagle players before the season and discuss topics and other given. Yeah, a lot of people keep asking me about that. Maybe it's something I'll look into. I've never tried. I haven't really put too much thought on it. Maybe. Gaiman says ESPN says Philly is the best fit for one of the top remaining free agents. Is that Simmons? I think it is, because Simmons played with Vic Fangio. I think that's who it is. But did you have ESPN and then it cut off and they want you to buy the thing to read the rest of the article? I hate that. Nolan Smith will be fine. Just needs to add a few pounds. He has the quickly. I think he's going to be good too. But what I'm saying is, like, wouldn't you feel more comfortable having Nolan Smith behind Reddick for one more year, and then he plays more and you see him developing, and let's say he has 7 sacks, 8 sacks, and you go, all right, yeah, he's ready to take over. I guess that's what I'm saying is some of these guys aren't ready. Oh, yeah. Calais Campbell, they said, is a good fit from Atlanta, is what you're saying, right? Did I get blocked? I can't say. No, you did not get blocked. I don't know why you can't say supers, but you definitely did not get blocked. I wouldn't block you for something legitimate. I mean, you weren't trolling. You were just legitimately asking a question. No, I didn't block you. Maybe Noel Smith can have some of Jordan Davis's spare pounds. Yeah, exactly. Josh says, I saw ESPN talking about Tyler Boyd and Renfro. Oh, man, I would love to get Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd or Renfro would be great picks. However, I got to tell you, my mind is set on trading up and getting an early second. I want Ladd McConkey. I think I want Ladd McConkey to start right away. Once we move Reddick, we will then sign Simmons. Well, you'll have $11 extra million. I don't think they're going to, honestly, I don't think they're going to move Reddick. At the end of the day, I really believe Reddick stays. Now, that's just my opinion, but I think that nobody's going to give the Eagles what they want. The Eagles can't possibly be thinking, we'll trade him for a third-round pick. I can't see that. I think somebody yesterday said 2 second-round picks is what they're asking. That I would do that, We got 827 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. And the sooner we can get up there likes, the better the chances of busting out that algorithm. Bring him on live. I would do that. I would do it. We took Devontae from the. I don't know if he'll go on other. I thought I heard him say something about not going on other channels, but Rodar says we took Devontae from the Giants. We beat the hell out of the Giants so many times. Now we take Barkley. Giant fans are delusional. Yeah, it's got to be tough for the Giant fans. I mean, we own the Giants. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be in New York. Prolific says, yes, sir. I caught you on my lunch break. That's awesome, man. You sent both. Okay, when I get a chance to look at it, I will. But you're definitely not blocked. Ezekiel Major says, Nolan Smith will have a much better year. Fangio will use him correctly. You have to utilize the speed and size. Desai had no clue. Yeah, Desai had no clue at all. I do think that Nolan Smith does need to get stronger. But, every player has work that they need to do. Everybody always judges the first round like, okay, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. I see the first round as like your starting point. Like where you need to get to, it's like your starting point. You have an idea now based off the first year, the guy's starting point. Like Jordan Davis, we know his starting point. This year, I think he did better early in the year, and then he ran out of gas. So I think he's going to have to make the adjustment of conditioning. I do think Jordan Davis has got, if he's not ready to go this year, I don't know. I think someone makes a good offer on the draft day for Hassan, it might get done. If not, he's the Eagles season. What do you think? What do you think they're asking? Like, what do you think Howie wants? A second round pick? Like, what would he be happy with? I love these things. They're so funny. 500, you got to check out Mike Cock. All right, yeah, I'll check it out. Pause. Yeah, I think we still need a safety. I would like to see another linebacker too. Like I would like to see another veteran linebacker. Although I think that White is going to be really good. I know that's crazy talk, and people are like, "You're crazy." He stunk the last years. I get it. I just think that he's 26 years old. We know he's talented, and I think that he's got a chance to be huge this year for us. I don't think anybody would give you a first-round pick for Reddick because of his age, I don't think that you could get it. Spinbet says, I love you. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. 3rd and 5th rounders for Son. Yeah, see, I could see something like that. Like, I think you could get that. Because, Brian Burns was a 2nd and 5th, 3rd and 5th? Yeah, I could see that. I don't want to give him up for a 3rd and 5th, though. Wouldn't you rather have the surefire double-digit sack guy, playmaker, closer, than getting a 3rd-round pick that you probably don't play that much? I would. Josh says, Devin White will be a top linebacker in this league this year. Man, I hope so. I do believe that by, let's say November, everybody's going to be going, we got to sign White. We can't let him go. He's going to be free agent. We got to resign him. Number 1 priority all season, sign White. I do think that. Like they did with DeAndre Swift, I feel like that's going to be the same thing. White, at his press conference, he looked like relieved. Like he looked like he needed that change of scenery. I think it's going to be huge. Even if Huff has 15 sacks and Sweaty has 10, they still won't have the impact of Hassan Reddick as a leader and player. I hope Howie calculated calculations correctly. I hope so too. I tend to believe that the Eagles are going to shop him, but they're not going to get what they want. I'll wait till the price drops, then get Isaiah Simmons. See, I think Isaiah Simmons is another guy. Like, I know he hasn't been good, and I know the Giants gave what 7, but like, bring him in. What do you have to lose? Like, maybe you could develop him. I would have been mad if we traded Sweat, but I'm going to be mad if we trade Reddick. Sweat is the one I wouldn't give. I would have given. I agree. Agreed. I mean, personally, I don't want to give up either one. But yeah, if I had to choose which one, it would have been Sweat. Hey, dude, serious question, my man. My cousin Jennifer is from South Jersey. She's a big fan of you, and it's on her deathbed. Do you mind sleeping with her last wish? We will pay you 65. Nah, I would call her for free, but I can't do that, man. I'm a loyal guy. But thank you. No, that's a new one. I never got that one. I've had a lot of weird questions before. That's a new one. I don't know if I assume it's a joke, but if you're serious, that's a new one. Philly Eric says it's only benefits Reddick to play out the season, get big sack numbers, raise his value, and even has a great chance to take a Super Bowl on his way out. Yeah, I agree. If he goes out and he has a big man, that was fun. I think that's a joke. I don't know. Sheldon Davis Super J goes, I would just keep him, restructure, see what Smith got, and then let him walk. That's what I would do too. That's what I did. This can't be serious. This can't be. But it's fun. I've never heard anything like that. Jack Scott, why me? You? No, dude. I'm a married man. Jack Scott, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, keep Reddick, Reddick, and make some noise in draft. Agreed. From Mama 500 would kick it. Yeah, I would be done for. No. Mal Davis Super Chat goes, I really thought he was going to say phone. As I was reading, I thought he was going to say, can you please call? And I was like, yeah, I'll call for free. You don't need to give me 6,500. And it went off the deep end. Mal Davis Super Chat. He goes, Reddick was there when the D-line did nothing. Second half, no one on defense deserved the contract. Yeah, nobody did. The whole defense collapsed. It's true. But, I don't necessarily hold that against Reddick because it was the whole defense. But I don't know. I don't want to get rid of Reddick, And thank you for that super chat. Hung Now says 500. That joke is for Mark Holmes. He would take the money. I don't think Mark would take that money. I'll end. What do you mean by that? Oh man, there has to be a joke. That's weird. I have gotten some weird requests though. I have nothing like that. Big Dog says, what about Saquon's daughter hearing he got traded to the Eagles and then asking, does that mean we're going to win? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I thought that was hilarious. And Giant fans are losing their mind. It's a little kid. I mean, kid's going to say what he's going to say. 500 was getting deathbed joke because I'm making babies. Always making babies. That joke was for Joe. Yeah, Joey, yeah. Yeah, Joey can handle it. Give it to Joey. Hey, Philly, I want to draft Ladd McConkey that way if A.J. Brown leaves, he's still too good young receiver. Yeah, I see McConkey as a guy that you stick in the slot, though, and you don't move him. I don't think you move him, to be honest with you, after you do that. I hear you, though. Do it for some clip. Yeah. Lonnie Taylor, thank you for super chat. He said, just take 20 to 22 million and have a chance to win. I agree. I mean, I think if you think, like, if Reddick said, if they could sign Reddick for like 18, 19, 20 million, they'd probably do it. But he wants to get his money. I understand why Reddick wants to get his money. I get it. All I'm saying is you don't have to rush it. If you don't work extension, he's still got one more year to play. Mars says 500. Do you hope you could do this full time? Yeah, I definitely do. Definitely. When Philly wears shades in the house, we know something is up. There you go. Ross and Found, thank you for super chat. He goes, Joey did it to my mom for $350. Now she wants what? Now she has warts. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys are brutal. Giants got Burns for 2nd and 5th. Given Reddick's age, no way Eagles get close to that. Juice his contract for this year since he outplayed his current contract and keep him. That's what I would do. I would either give him an extension or I would just restructure his contract, throw him some more money, and let him play this year out. You'll still save $11 million immediately. Evan says, I think we need Quignon in the 1st round and Cooper and McConkey in the 2nd round. I like it because I'm very interested in a wide receiver early in this draft. Not just because you need a slot guy, but, with Devontae Smith's contract extension coming, you see these other guys are getting paid. Judy just got a contract. It's only going to rise the price of Devontae Smith's extension. So in a few years, I'm thinking 2 years, I don't know if the Eagles are going to keep 2 wide receivers making $25 million a year on their roster. So if you do let A.J. Brown walk because he's older and you're paying Devontae, then why not have a receiver that you drafted a few years before that ready to take over on the outside? Even if McConkey, let's say you draft McConkey, he becomes a Pro Bowl slot corner or slot receiver, I'm sorry. You just keep him there, and then you just have to get another outside receiver. Giants guys seething over Howie's ability to get good players and manage the cap better than the Giants ever could. It's funny as hell. Keep seeing Giant guy. I don't know the details of last year and what Barkley was offered. I wasn't following it closely. They franchise tagged him. That's all I know. But is it possible he just didn't want to play for a team that doesn't win, a losing organization? Philly 5. Why they don't extend Lane? I think that they've restructured his contract so many times. I don't know if they're kind of stuck with things, but they'll figure out Lane's thing when the time comes. Philly, don't we get 3rd round comp pick 2027 Reddick plays out his deal? I think so. Yeah, you won't get any comp picks this year, but if Reddick leaves next year, you would be in line for it. You should. Philly, I'm going to be barbecuing on draft day. What are you going to be doing? I'm taking the whole day off of work. So I'm taking off day 1, day 2 of the draft. I will be streaming. I'll be streaming probably an hour or 2 before the draft starts, and then I'll be here. I never eat on camera, so unfortunately, you'll have to tell me how the barbecue is. But me and Joey will be streaming the draft. We'll be in our Matt Corral jerseys. Bleeding Kelly Green, member for 19 months. He goes, 500. Looks like the Eagles are interested in CFL cornerback Quantez. Check him out. His backstory is a good one. I wouldn't mind if the Bird pick him up. Thanks for all you do, King Dingbat. Let's go. Thank you, Bleeding Kelly Green. I'll have to check him out. CFL, you said? I'll check him out. Chris Scott says, I just realized the whole Eagles offense was draft picks except for Barkley and Brown. They were free agents. And I think that's the way it should be. Like, that's the way you want free agency to work, where you're drafting good draft picks. You need that one guy, maybe 2 guys to get you over, and then you go out and you get them. The Eagles did a good job with that on offense. Defensively, they've done a bad job with it. Yeah, Georgia boys have to show up big. Davis, Carter, Dean Smith. Oh, I agree. Totally agree with you, man. And let's not forget Ringo, too. 500. What do you like more, Thanksgiving or draft day? I like draft day more. I like draft day. Draft day is more exciting, but I definitely do like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is like my Christmas startup, because I'm a big Christmas guy. So I like them both, but for different reasons. Will we ever see wifey video or live stream? Here, I'll show you a picture. My wife, she could come on. She doesn't want to come on. She doesn't want to come on. She's a teacher, and I think that's part of the reason why. But she don't want to come on. But she could if she wants. Eagles all day says they probably trying to trade Reddick because he probably going to hold. Well, they asked him after the Tampa Bay game in a press conference, are you going to hold out next year? And he said no. Now that doesn't mean he can't change his mind, but he did say no. So I think he's more likely not going to hold out. What do you like more, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, or draft day? I like draft day. I'll go Christmas one. Christmas Eve is my favorite day of the year. I'd say Christmas, draft day, Thanksgiving, Halloween. Screaming Jerry Lee, man. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate you. He goes, bro, your boy Mark is crying in his last video about how he's making moves and money. His team hasn't done shit. I want to take clips and make fun. Yeah, get me clips. I'll get clips. I'll put an intro. It's so funny because it's like every other video, it's different. Like he did a bunch of videos the other day talking about how he now sees the plan that the Cowboys have and he understands it. And it's like, the Cowboys are so much smarter than everybody else. And they got the best linebacker in Kendricks. He's just trying to talk himself into it. He knows that Dallas is totally screwed up this all season. Giant guy says only Eagles need to create a super team. Did Nick Foles need a super team to win the Eagles for a Super Bowl? We didn't create a super team. We're just going out and getting good players. Man, you Giant fans are man. I know it's got to be tough. Your quarterback literally stinks, and you're paying him $47 million. Giants don't know what it's like to win for so long that they go to a playoffs and they give Daniel Jones a ton of money. I would have let his ass walk. Now they have no receivers, they have no running back, they have no offensive line. I do think their defense is going to be decent, but that's about it. They're going to have to give up like if they give up more than 10 points a game, they're going to lose. Steve H, man, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. He goes, 500, what do you think about trading up a couple spots if Brock Bowers falls? Glassjaw Goddard is always hurt. What you're talking about, the first round? Like, I can't do that in the first round. But yeah, I get what you're saying about the tight end too. You definitely Goddard is definitely hurt a lot. It reminds me of Ertz. If you remember, Ertz early in his career was hurt a lot too. I think Goddard will be fine, but I don't mind getting another tight end. But I don't want to give up early picks for one. Yeah, A.J. Brown's only older by 1 year. Oh, over Devontae? Yeah. I think Hunter Renfrow is a good option for the slot. He's not my first choice, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Sorry to go against you, 500, but the wide receiver to get is either Adonai Mitchell. I like Adonai Mitchell. He would be my second guy. Or Xavier Legette to replace AJ when he's gone. I'm with you on Mitchell. I don't mind Legette too. I just got to see more. But Mitchell, I agree. I think if you really want to focus on having a guy come in, play the slot, and then eventually go outside and play where AJ Brown was, yeah, I agree with you. Get Mitchell. If you're looking for a slot wide receiver to stay there for a while, I think Ladd McConkey did the same with Ertz and worked great. Good point. Good point. That's a good point. I guess, I mean, if they go out and they make a few more moves, then maybe you'll have that ability to do that in the draft. Diamond says, "Hey man, I'm Mark's brother. I really don't appreciate your comments towards him. Not only is it rude, but it's really effing funny. Keep it up." Man, you got me on that one. There's another one going. Oh God, here we go. I'm gonna have to double moonwalk his ass. But no, it will continue. It will continue. What do you say if trade Reddick and a number 2 pick for Sertan? So trade Reddick and around. I mean, Denver's not going to trade Sertan for Reddick in a second. It wouldn't happen. They don't want to do it. I don't even think they will have any. I don't know. The Sertan stuff is probably the weirdest thing to me about this whole off season. Is I just can't believe how his name keeps coming up in trade talks. I literally don't think anybody is going to get him unless you're getting a quarterback. Unless you trade Reddick in the number 2. So you got to be talking about round 2, right? Eagles should move up to get Brock Bowers. Imagine the power in that offense because Goodhart either Hurts hasn't panned out or as much as Ertz did really. I mean, I haven't really thought a lot about it, but you could always upgrade that second tight end spot. Giants guy said, did Nick Foles need Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith to win a Super Bowl? So is that what we do now? It's like, okay, so the idea is not just to win a Super Bowl, but you want to win it without absolutely the least amount of talent. Is that what is that where this is coming to? Giant fans have devolved into it's not just about winning, it's about winning with less talent. That's a new one for me. It's not about winning, it's about winning with less talent. Screaming Jerry Lee Day for Super Chat goes, if your kid is saying it, you most likely are too. I'm not sure what we're talking about. He just read Reddick might hold out. That would greatly complicate matters for the Eagles. That would greatly complicate them because I'm all for just letting him play his contract out. Now, if he's going to hold out, then my question to him would be, all right, what's it going to take for you to play under a restructured 1-year deal? Or sign him to an extension. Let me see here. Brandon Ayuk is the 49ers' best receiver. He's not leaving. 49ers will be poop. Well, we'll see if they try to trade him. See, I see Ayuk as a draft day trade like Brown. Zach Lambert, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, I think we need a drafted tight end to replace Goddard. I mean, but like what? Like second round, first round? You guys want to do that? Dante says, much love, Philly from Nevada. About to go to work. How long are you going to be on, my man? I don't know. A few hours, probably. At least one more hour, at the least. We'll kind of see how it goes. Play it by ear. If people are in here and stuff like that, then yeah, I'll stay. If it kind of gets dead, then I'll probably go back to work and try to save vacation time. 500 miss. Let me see if I can find it, Jerry Lee. Is this the one here? Screaming Jerry Lee. Bro, your boy Mark is crying in his last video about how he's making moves and money. His team hasn't done shit. I want to clip that and make fun. I did read that one. I said definitely clip it because I'd like to see it. And then this one, I read this one too. Thank you. If your kid is saying it, you most likely are too. Thank you for super chat. I don't know what we're referring to though. I think those were it, right? Those were the ones. Did I miss another one? Did I miss another one? That was the only one I saw. Those were the only two I saw. I think I got them, man. I'm not sure what that last like your kids doing it or whatever. I don't know what you're referring to. Fabio, thank you for super chat. Goes move up and get Chop edge rusher. I like Chop Robinson. If you go, I think edge rusher is probably where they're going to go, especially if they trade Reddick. You know. Let's see, man, Titan man, what's up? He says, "What up, 500? Tell Joey to stop sending shirtless pictures of my wife, pound swole Joey." I'll tell him, but he ain't gonna listen. I'll tell him. Why not sign Dillard back? I mean, you could if they think he come cheap. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. I watched the linebacker of Paint Wilson. He is very, very good. Reminds me of Luke Kuechly. Yeah, I need to go watch. Dude, I get at least there's two guys that I get DMs about every day. The most I can remember. It's Peyton Wilson, and then it's the other kid from Iowa. I get those are constantly the two most DMs I get about guys to watch. I don't know why it unfocuses like that. Reddick for Kyle Pitts. Think that. All right, let me do this. I'm curious of people's opinion on this one, so I'm gonna do a poll. Would you trade Reddick for? I don't think they would do this, but I'm curious if you guys would do this. You would love Patrick Surtain too. The Patrick Surtain 2 stuff is crazy. Man, Tight David Super Chickles, you missed my super. I thought I read it. I was pretty sure I read it. Let's see. Here we go. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Man, Tight said, "What up, 500? Tell Joey stop sending shirtless pictures to my wife, pound swole Joey. Swole Joey." I like that. I'll tell him. I can't promise you anything, but I'll tell him. Cooper DeJean, yeah, that's it. Peyton Wilson has injury issues. That's even weirder, isn't it? Like, he looks like Dallas Goedert. I don't know if he gets knocked out like Goddard, but he has injury issues, and Goddard has injury issues. I swear they're twins. What happened to your face? I was asleep. It was like the middle of the night. And my cats decided to start chasing each other. And they somehow, I don't know how they opened the door. They banged the door open, went under my bed, came out on the side my head was, and jumped up and ran across my face. And I woke. I didn't know what the hell's going on. I thought Freddy Krueger chopped my face off, my nose off. But it was the cats. That's what happened. That's honestly what happened. I wish it was something like aliens came and I kicked their ass. But no, it wasn't anything big like that. Just a quick reminder while I'm thinking of aliens. I don't know why it reminds me, but Saturday night after Philly Shakedown podcast, I'm going to be doing the unboxing of the YouTube plaque. We're going to smoke a cigar. We're going to try to do a Saquon Barkley jersey giveaway. So if you feel like hanging out, I'll be there Saturday night. So I only got one, but yeah. 500. I'd rather keep Reddick. Just don't know what's worth trading for him. If they trade him, he's worth more than our team, than all of our team. That's my thing. If you trade Reddick, what? Let's say at best case scenario, you get a second round pick. What are the chances the second round pick is going to make as big of an impact as Reddick? See, the way I see it is this. I mean, I don't know. Don't you guys look at this team and think that they've done enough to be Super Bowl contenders now? Like, I think they can go back in the NFC. I think they've closed the gap between them and San Francisco. I think they can beat the Packers. I think they can beat the Lions. And I know they can beat the Cowboys. I think they have completely become a Super Bowl, a legit contender. So why trade them? That's the thing. Oh, man, dude, I swear, it's so stupid. I'm embarrassed to even tell that. Like, you get big scars and stuff. You want to, like, say something like, it was getting robbed and I fought these guys off and, something big manly. No, my ass was asleep. My fat ass was asleep snoring. And them damn cats ran across my face. Joey making babies in all 50 states. I love it. Trotter's going to be I have a weird feeling. Trotter Jr. is going to end up an Eagle. I'm just saying, I just have a weird feeling. The Cats were hyped. We were getting Barkley. That's what it was. Cats are mad about Barkley. Philly was bouncing for a Joey after hours, and that's got him. No, man. I did my matrimonial duties before sleeping. But man, it was like, it's kind of embarrassing. Petey says, I knew it was the cat. That's why I said, yeah, it was the Cats. It was, and they're big too. These cats are like 15 pounds each. And it just ran across my face. I mean, they weren't trying to, but they were playing, and it just tore me up. I mean, I woke up, my nose was really bleeding, So, yeah. Mr. Rudy Poo, what's happening? He goes, this draft is Edrin Cooper or bust. You take anybody else, you are wrong, Howard. I don't want Dijon. That's too much. Oh man, I don't care. As long as he can play. But I like Edrin Cooper. I do, but I don't know if I see him as I think you get him in the second round. No. You don't want Trotter. A lot of people don't like him. I'm just saying, I just got a weird feeling. It just seems like lately teams are like trying to bring back their players' kids, The Eagles are looking at John. This is interesting. I heard the Eagles are looking for a second round pick plus more for Reddick. I would think so. I think Reddick is more valuable than a second round pick. I do. But because of his age, will you get it? I hope it is. I hope it's something like they want 2 2s. They want a second and a fourth, something like that. Because I don't think they'll get it. And I think they'll wind up keeping them. Just seems too good with 2 great tight ends. I mean, we've had it before, We've definitely had it before. Stop trying to trade Reddick. Damn it, man. Stop. It's freak. I'm with you. I'm flat out against it. Philly Sports Hustle. He says, keep Reddick because now that you have White is basically another pass rusher. He's very good at blitzing, But I also think that it gives Nolan Smith another year to develop. It also gives Huff a chance to go out and prove that he could do double-digit sacks multiple years. That's the thing with Bryce Huff is he only had double-digit sacks one time in his career. So we need to see him do it again. If both Nolan Smith and Bryce Huff go out there and they show you they're the future, they're good to go, you could get rid of Reddick and Josh Sweat for that matter. Joe says, we need another wide receiver and another good tight end. Yeah, I agree. What do you guys think about Mr. O for the other tight end they got from Denver they brought back? Is he going to get a chance? He's supposed to have a lot of talent. We'll see. Calcaterra, to me, he's always hurt too much. He's just hurt too much. So yeah, I do think another tight end, but I don't know that I would want to take a tight end in a second. You know, like second, first, second. I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, I think the Eagles need another linebacker too. I would like to see. Really, I wouldn't even mind seeing another veteran signing. Doesn't have to be a big one, but just another solid veteran signing. You know, that would be nice. I don't have my ticker on, do I? I wouldn't mind that. Oh, let me edit this thing. Hold on. Now I tell you what, another underrated signing might be Oren Burks, because apparently Oren Burks filled in last year, and when he played, he was really good. He played really well. He could be a very underrated signing for the Eagles. He's supposed to be a standout, but maybe he's a guy that could actually get some playing time. It may be a very underrated signing, but I would still draft a linebacker in the second round. Hey, Philly, if we did trade for Kyle Pitts, would we trade Goddard and get a first-round pick if possible? I don't think so. I think you keep Goddard and Pitts, but, man, that's a lot of weapons there. It really is. How far would the wide receiver from Washington, Roma Odunze, need to fall for you to trade up in the first again? I see, trading for a wide receiver in the first is such a ballsy move. I don't know that I would. I really feel like I don't know that I would draft a wide receiver in the first. I would much rather trade up in the second. But how fall for you to trade up? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. How many wide receivers are supposed to go top 15? 2, 3? I'd have to think about that. That's a good question, because the wide receiver, that would be like if we had to pick, like if you said to me, all right, what's one position in the first round, like out of left field that nobody thought the Eagles would draft? What are you going to do? What do you think? I'd say wide receiver. That would be a ballsy move. Andrew, thank you for super chat. He goes, if the Eagles get Mitchell and Cooper, they can get whoever else they want the rest of the draft. Those are cornerstones. Yeah, and thank you for super chat. I agree. Like my perfect, like my scenario I keep playing in my mind is like Quinyon Mitchell or a corner first round, and he starts. He comes in and he starts, because see, I could play the young guys because of my offense. So my offense could be so good it could carry defense. Let the young guys play. The second round, trade up, get like a receiver like Ladd McConkey. That would be 2 starters. And then let's say you take your other second and you get like a Cooper or something. I mean, you're set. Devontae Jones, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes 500, beat up the Booty Cats. They beat me up, man. They beat me up. My wife was like, I could put some makeup on there and show you how to do it to cover. I said, I don't know. I mean, I put enough makeup on when I had to do training day and film like that. I don't feel like it. Damani, thank you for super chat. He goes, Philly, we need to keep Reddick. Trust Howie will get it done. 3 players I want us to draft: Nate Wiggins, Ladd McConkey, and Peyton Wilson. Yeah, those I like all those. I mean, I need to watch Wiggins, but I like the idea of Wiggins. McConkey, I think, is an instant start. Like, I think you have, out of that, you would have 3 guys that literally would play right away. That's what I want. See, I want the fact that you got Saquon Barkley, and Barkley and his offense is going to be tearing it up. I think it gives your defense the flexibility to go out in the draft, get young guys and play them and let them learn and get experience. See, I want to go younger on defense. I don't want to fill it with one-year guys and things like that. And sometimes the Eagles, They wait too long to let their young guys play. They let Sidney Brown should have been starting last year and playing all year. By the end of the year, he would have been playing much better. I want them to play those young guys. If Pitts made it through. Donald says, Eagles have contract on the table, but Reddick wants $25 million. Eagles are offering 22-24. Ball's in Reddick's court and wants upwards of 24-26. I mean, if it's like literally like $2 million difference, I mean, doesn't it seem like they should be able to work it out? Do you know how many years we're talking? Breaking Giants agreed a 4-year, $400 million deal with special teamer Pee Wee. And he can throw better than Daniel Jones. Giants are getting ready. Giants are going to draft that quarterback McCarthy, huh? What do you think, old Giant guy? Are they going to draft McCarthy, and how would you feel about that? This is your face when the Eagles signed back Barnett. Oh, God, yeah. I know. Angry 500. I know. Brandon says 500. The poll is hard. I want to, but I don't. I hear you. It's an interesting one. When you release the 500 to follow up to 300, we're finishing taping Gladiator 2 right now, but we will be doing them soon. Giants guys said backup Tyrod Taylor made the Eagles and Hurts quit. Let me tell you, the Eagles quit long before that. No thanks, Vlad McCown. Get Roman Wilson. Okay. Well, listen, we might not agree with the player, but the idea is still the same. The strategy is still the same. So if you get a cornerback, what happens? See, what I would try to do with Bradbury is cut him, like release him, trade him, restructure his deal and move him. And if very worst comes to worse and Bradbury can't come off this roster, he has to be on the roster. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to let the young kid play. That's what I'm going to do. Juba says, wide receiver in the second round would be a huge mistake. Would barely get any targets. Well, I mean, you could say that's the argument people were making about getting Saquon, too, Why are you getting Saquon Barkley? There's not enough balls to go around A.J. Brown, Devontae, Goddard. The way I see it is he might not get a ton of targets, but how are you going to stop? If you got a guy like Ladd McConkey, who I think McConkey is going to be a really good slot wide receiver. How can it hurt you? Yeah, maybe they don't get the balls that they want. Pause. Too bad. Dan says, what do you think? Are we trading up for maybe trading out from the first round to get more picks? I think the Eagles are trading up in the first round. If you look at the last 5-10 years, they trade up in the first round. They barely trade back. I think this is what they do. I think they trade up in the first, then the second round pick, the second round pick, most likely they keep around where it is. Maybe they go up a few spots. I don't know. But they got the second pick. And then I think they take, well, I'll just say this. They'll trade up in the first and they'll take one of those second round picks. And then I think they move back, get like a third or fourth, get a few picks with that. So that's when I think they trade back for more picks. I think they're going to trade up in the first. Because if they want a defensive end or an edge rusher, I think they got to move up. If they want one of those corners, I think they got to move up. So I think they're going to move up. Yeah, Wiggins a ball hawk. Wiggins is another guy. I got on my channel memberships, my Dingbat super fans tier. I got two Philly reacts coming. Cooper DeJean and Peyton Wilson. I'm going to do a Nate Wiggins one too as well for you guys. And that's the one where I watch their highlights, but I then have to go back and watch their tape. The scratches are from Mark Holmes. He cried and cried. He could take it no more. Yeah, it was all more. Yeah, well, what is Wiggins like? One set. See, I think Quinyon Mitchell is the guy. Like, did you guys see where at the combine they put him up with Sauce Gardner running the 40? Like he had a better time than Sauce Gardner. I like that kid. The fair thing about Quinyon Mitchell though is he did play at Toledo, so the competition wasn't as good. That's always a problem. Reddick wants 4 years. Eagles offering 2. It doesn't sound good. I mean, really, if they're not that far away in money per year, but 4 years is a long time. I don't want to get stuck 4 years with him, but 2 years I do. Maybe maybe you negotiate. The Eagles want 2. Reddick wants 4. You settle for 3. Yeah, Giants want McCarthy apparently. Elaine, what's going on? Philly, did you get beat up by your cats? You were yeah, I got beat up. I got beat up in my sleep. My cats were running around chasing each other in the middle of the night. They went under my bed and they jumped up on the corner and then literally ran across my face as I was sleeping. It's Catgate. Catgate is what it is. I gotta have to take a phone call real quick. I got a work call. I'll be right back. This shouldn't take too long, but I gotta take this phone call. So give me like a minute, guys. Sorry about that.
Plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott.
Trying to feed him the ball.
Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking it. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
All right. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. It's over. I don't ever get that mad at a game. It is what it is. I definitely get pissed off. I get so frustrated. And I think I get frustrated because I can't control it. Seriously. The worst they ever got though was my parents bought this brand new couch, like very expensive couch. And we were watching. It was the Eagles Green Bay. It was a Monday night. The Eagles won the game. They came back in like the last 30 seconds. McNabb throws a play action touchdown in the end zone. But during the game, what was the name of their running back? I forget his name. It's slipping my mind. But he was good, and he broke a big run. And I literally went to punch the couch, and I wound up putting a hole right in the side of it. Totally destroyed it. That was the worst it got. That was bad. But I get pissed off at games. I know I shouldn't. I can't control it, but I think that's why I get frustrated. Chris Scott says, I'm tired of going O-line, D-line first round. We don't have pressing needs there. I really think it depends on Reddick. To me, Reddick impacts the first round. Because if you don't draft, if you let him go, I think you have to do it. But the most important thing and I truly believe this philosophy that when it comes to the first round, you should always draft based the best player available. Best player available with like a few exceptions. Like if you don't need a quarterback, like long snapper, punter, anything like that. But otherwise, take the best talent on the board. Never pass the talent up. I kind of believe that. Barry says, I watch Mark Holmes having that meltdown, and I feel so bad for him. Then I think about how obnoxious he acts when he was winning. So I'm okay with the endless suffering. I can't help it. I love it. You know what the thing about that whole event with Mark? That whole meltdown, like before the game started, he was talking about they were looking at Super Bowl tickets. They were looking at Super Bowl tickets. So to me, it was like, you had to go that way, Hey, John Doe, can you stop saying that? Like, you can't just accuse somebody and say something like that, man. That's slander, man. That's not allegations, or he's been, allegation. You're making a statement that is obviously not true because he's not in jail. Low Eagle says, yo, Philly, you going to watch the new Godzilla King Kong movie? Probably. If it's in Dolby Atmos, I'll watch it. Get McConkey round 1, trade up in round 2, and that way you can use less capital than doing that in round 1. Then you could still get a cornerback in round 2. Man, I think McConkey at 22. I would, if I was going to get McConkey in first round, then I would might as well trade back in the first round and get him. No, I don't want an article. I'll look it up on my own, but to say that somebody is this without them being, was he tried and convicted? Was he tried and convicted? If not, then you're slandering him. Dorsey Levins, no, it wasn't. It was Amon Green. I believe that's who it was. Philly, so there's any other news on Dallas? No, I haven't heard anything. Chip Tooth Eagle says it's over. Cut it off. It's over. I love it. I love it. You don't seem to understand what I'm saying to you. You don't understand what I'm saying to you. I'm just not gonna do it with you today about it. So I'll just time you out. Sam Fleming says that definitely absolutely. Giant Guy says, how's it feel being the most collapsed team in sports history books? Boy, you're really salty, Giant Guy. You're really bitter. You are bitter. Rock the odd test. Time for action. Show a Pizzle video for these dumb Giant fans. I don't know if I have it on this computer, but I do. I need to get some Giant stuff. Alan says, Philly, love your channel. Joey, Tatas would be a great slot guy. Who? Thank you, man. Yo, Philly, you're going to watch the new Godzilla King? Yeah, I'll probably watch. I mean, I won't go to the theater and watch it. I'll probably watch it when it comes out, as long as it's in Dolby Atmos. I have my whole Sonos set up downstairs. I love it, and with Dolby Atmos, so I'm big into that. Nolan Smith, Chop Robinson on that D-line makes the whole group that much better. It would be scary. I think Chop Robinson is going to be good. What about Dallas Turner? I could see Turner from Alabama. Yeah, I could definitely see, but you have to trade up. Like, what do you have to get up to, like 12 or 13? You probably have to get up to like 12 or 13, somewhere around there to get him. You would have to, Why you keep asking me about Godzilla? Did I not answer this question? I don't understand. I hope we don't see Angry 500 during the draft. That means Howie's still struggling in the draft. Yeah, I don't want to see Angry 500 either, Tell us your experience through Deshaun Jackson punt return touchdown against the Giants. Oh, man. Yeah, that was crazy. My in-laws were visiting at Christmas, and I started running around the house, and they never seen anything like that. That was great. How did the Giants start to collapse? You should get Erod. Oh yeah, I love Erod. I would get him on. Saquon is the next Giant killer. Oh, he's gonna have like 200 yards against the Giants. See, I hope they don't make us play the Giants in November, and like it always seems like we don't play the Giants till the end of the year. Like I want the Giants early. Like I think that Giants game should be like week 2 or 3. Saquon is the next Giant killer. Move on for ball. Scott Barkley is going to make them pay dearly. The mistake and disrespect of not even giving him. Oh, I agree. Totally agree with you. 500 Quinion Mitchell McConkey, Copper Powers Johnson. Yeah, I like it. James says, well, I say half the time Angry 500 is at the draft. The picks worked out good. Other half the time the picks bomb. That's true. The most angry I've ever gotten was the CeeDee Lamb pick when Cowboys picked CeeDee Lamb. I think that was that and the Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett pick is the Derek Barnett pick is my most disliked video ever. People were not happy because I did not like that pick. Danny Dimes tackled himself so hard he stinks. He does stink. He does. Webfoot, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. He says, I think Dean can learn a lot from White. Well, that's what White was saying. You know, White was saying that basically too. I think the problem with Dean is just play. You know, it's not like Dean has played 30-something games. Like he doesn't play. It seems like he misses a lot of time. He starts to play. He starts to look like he might, he makes mistakes, but then he does some things that are going to look like, all right, he just needs to play more. Then he gets hurt. And then he comes back, and then he gets hurt. Dean has to stay healthy. But Dean, I'm not ready to say he's a bust. I'm not going to say that. We got 844 people in the chat. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Appreciate it. Zach says, yo, 500 Giant fans trying to take credit for starting our collapse is hilarious. Like the Niners game didn't happen. Also, Giants only team in NFL history to give up 72 points. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. The Eagles collapse started in that Niners game. I even think it started before that Niners game. But between the Buffalo and the Niners game, it had nothing to do with the Giants. Giants stink. Ladd McConkey is not going in the first. Dude only had like 400 receivers. Yeah, and I don't want him in the first. Did Nate Wiggins do his 40 time? I don't know if they ran. I don't know if he ran. It's like the Giants want to have that rivalry with the Eagles, and we are rivals. But right now, we own the Giants so bad, it's not even funny. I mean, we own them so bad in every which way. Where their best players, their star players, their number 2 overall picks, they want to come to Philly. Saquon Barkley wanted to come to Philly long before he signed with Philly. That's just the truth. CA says, aloha, Philly 500. Would you trade Reddick to the Chargers for Bosa or Derwin James some draft pick? Yeah, listen, I would give up Reddick and like a second-round pick right now for Derwin James. I love Derwin James. Bosa, not so much, because Bosa can't stay healthy either. But I love Derwin James. Nate Wiggins' 40 time at the combine was 4.2. Wow. 4.28. Holy crap. I need to go watch him. You'd be better too if somebody took your best offensive player. I'm sorry, your best player on the whole team. Yeah, I get them being bitter. I do. I wouldn't, I still wouldn't burn my jersey or piss on my jersey. Like, I wouldn't do something like that. But I understand being bitter. Calling the Giants our rivals is like calling Daniel Jones a quarterback, like technically, but not really. Right, exactly. Like not in the old. They haven't. Basically, Giants haven't lived up to the rivalry. They haven't showed up. You know.
The brother screwed us.
Reddick and pick 22 for certain. Yeah, I would do it, but the Denver Broncos wouldn't. Danny Watkins was by far the worst first-round pick. Oh, God. Can you remember? He was like, what, 26 years old, 27, and he was a first-rounder? Yeah, well, we talked about Julian Blackmon, Philly 4-4 earlier. We talked about this Jordan Schultz report. And for those that weren't here, we'll go over this again. But Jordan Schultz is saying that free agent safety Julian Blackmon is headed to Buffalo for a visit with the Pound Bills. Sources tell Bleacher Report. Blackmon still has several teams basically after him right now. So Julian Blackmon, if he does not sign with Buffalo, I think the Eagles should try to take a chance at him. I almost like him this better than I like Justin Simmons. And the reason why is, where the heck is the thing? My chat's all screwed up. Hold on. Yeah, I think this would be a great signing if the Eagles could get him. He's younger than Justin Simmons. I'm all for that. Swipe ain't shit. Thank you for super chat, my man. Appreciate you. Nate Wiggins' 4-time was 4.21. I mean, that's fast, dude. Especially at a corner. I like it. Yeah, over Simmons is crazy. I think I would, because I'm not just projecting what he does next year. Like a guy like that, you're talking about like 3-4 years down the road. Where's Simmons going to be in 3 years? He's going to be too old. No more. I don't know where the Surtain stuff comes from. I really don't. Aaron Jones fits us better than Barkley. Are you sure? I mean, I don't know. They said Kellen Moore felt like Barkley was the perfect fit for what he wanted to do. So I don't know. John Dickerson, he says 500 was drafted to be a tackle, but turned down because his heart was in Chippendale. Yeah, that Chippendale job got in my way. That's exactly what it was. I went to the Eagles draft Nate Wiggins from Clemson Tigers as our quarterback. That's my brother's favorite player too. Wiggins has little hands. Johnny Blaze, what's up, my man? He goes, 8,500. You heard anything about Adrian yet? Adrian? No, man. Nothing. Every once in a while, I used to get a text, but I haven't even gotten that. I don't think he's done any videos. Now, I miss Adrian. I would love to talk to him. I need to try to reach out to him again. Before, I was like texting him and stuff, and it wasn't even going through. So I don't know if he changed his number. Shine says, just jumping in. No, I don't want to trade Hassan for Pitts. I'm good with either Simmons or Blackmon. Simmons is a right now move. That's so true. We'll add a Jenkins safety, but Blackmon longevity. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. The Pitts Reddick thing, I probably would steer clear from too. Hoping Howie drafts heavy from the national champions again this year. I'm a huge Michigan. I think he's going right back to Georgia, and I think he's going back to Alabama. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. No, Barkley was not traded. Just saw the Barnett video. You were right later on. I know, I was. I broke my glasses that day. Snake Barkley, man, you are bitter. What do you think the Giants are going to do this year? I just don't want Giants getting Marvin Harrison Jr. We would never be stupid enough to trade Smitty or let him go. No, Smitty ain't going nowhere. There ain't no way. Ain't no way that happens. Barkley chose wisely. He did. Barkley was thinking about himself. I mean, I can't blame the guy. 6 years. You don't do anything. You've had 1 year where you had a receiver hit over 1,000 yards. That was Beckham his rookie year. You guys built nothing around him. Wasted draft picks. I mean, it's crazy. I don't blame Barkley for being like, I got to go win. A guy only has so much time, What is he supposed to do? VJ, man, thank you for super chat. He goes, agree F500 is Howie all in. I think so. I think he is. I mean, I don't think you can make the moves that they made this year and then think he's not. I think he's got to be all in. I think so, man. We have to focus on our defense in the draft. Trade or sign a good safety, then draft corners and stuff. I would focus on my defense too. And I want to focus with young guys, that can play right away. Luke says, hey, 500, the Giants don't have a quarterback. Even if they get Marvin Harrison Jr., they definitely don't have a quarterback. That's true. Giants offer a good deal and he turned it down. Why did he turn it down? Because he didn't want to play in New York. You can't call a guy a snake if he doesn't want to play there. Like a snake would be like if you have a year or two left on the contract and you demand a trade to a certain team or something like that. Then I could see you calling somebody snake. But if they've played out their contract, they did the franchise tag, they've done everything that was asked of them, they fulfilled it, and then they want to go somewhere else, can't call them a snake. That's fair game. Baby crying sound is epic. Oh, the Mark thing? Yeah. Did you see Devin White's press conference? It was fun. Yeah, I did. He was getting me fired up, man. I think he's going to end up being the biggest sleeper free agent signing because most people think he's washed up. A lot of people don't even realize he's 26 years old. And I think the clean slate, I think he's going to go out. I think he's going to have a monster year. The Giants paid Daniel Jones over Barkley. I know. That is just stupid. Mal, thank you for super chat. Appreciate it. He goes, Giants never offered him a deal, Barkley said. Here's the thing, is why did you draft Barkley in the second pick overall anyways? It was a stupid pick. I have no issue with taking a running back in the first. I have no issue personally with taking a running back early. But it has to be the right situation. You have to be a situation where you're a good offense, you have a good quarterback, and you're very close to winning, but you need a better run game. Like let's say the Buffalo Bills a few years ago. Like, I am totally okay at that point taking a running back. If Jalen Carter was taken, right, and Will Anderson both were taken last year, and the Eagles were picking, I would have took Bijan Robinson. And I believe they would have. A running back is okay when it's like the last piece. But when you have a running back and you're trying to get him and then you're trying to build a team around him, that's a stupid. Running back, draft is running back in the second round at that point. It's just stupid. Dan Quan Barkley, member for 12 months. He said Barkley contacted in the backfield 40%, Swift 28. So Barkley gets hit in the backfield 46% of the time. Oh my gosh. And Swift 28. Barkley's numbers are going to be huge this year. Watching Barkley at Penn State, I wanted him to be an Eagle so bad. So crazy he finally is. He's going to dominate this year. I agree with you. I agree. Junior, stop spamming. Jackson Powers Johnson would fit like a glove on that O-line. Yeah, I hear the Cowboys really like him. All I'm going to say is you're a grown-ass man whining. Yeah, it's true. Phil, you have that Cowboy sound effect. Which one? I got a few here. Dallas still stinks. We got that one today. We've got... The brother screwed us. What else I got?
And you know what, jackass? And I'm going to call you a jackass.
That's what this is, you know. Satanic black magic. Sick shit.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
What a move by Howie Roseman. Whoa! That's the one we needed last week.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box. You're not going to believe this. He killed 16 Czechoslovakians. Guy was an interior decorator.
This is the ones. This is what I have right now. I've got to update these. Chip Tooth Eagles has been the best player on your team since he got drafted, and you disrespected him with a bad offer, and then had the nerve to call it good. Yeah, exactly. They gave Daniel Jones is $47 million against the cap this year. That's insanity to me. You would never get Pitt. Stop smoking that shit. Yeah, nobody said we would get him. It was just a simple what-if question. Thanks for I need to update it. I need to add a bunch of stuff. Did you see the Eagles new jersey with the watermark logo? It's like the same. You mean the same one? Yeah, they got their regular jerseys with the new watermark. I think a new jersey is coming. I don't know if it'll be this year. I believed it would be this year, but I got to think soon because that watermark does not fit at all. Especially it doesn't fit with the font of the numbers. Mark says he's a grown-ass man and that he buys into shit every year. He's doing all over again. Cowboy fans never learn. Oh, no. It's funny watching the delusion. Like, he knows they're not doing anything. He knows they're not doing anything. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I finally get what the Cowboys are doing. And it's genius. But deep inside, he knows. You know. Don't have overpaid. I don't understand the overpaid stuff, right? Like, people talk, oh, he's overpaid. What do you care? Who cares? Who cares if a guy's overpaid? It's not your money. It's not my money. All we should care about is what's the cap implications, because that's what's going to affect whether we can sign more guys or not. And Barkley is $3.9 million against the cap. To me, that sounds like a bargain. We pay Barkley his market value. He's only making 3.9. I know, but it ain't our money. Like, who cares if they overpaid him? As long as his salary cap is low. $37 million over Hill. It's like, that's what I mean. $3.9 million is how I look at Barkley. Who cares how much they pay him? When the Eagles, Jalen Reagor, or whoever spelled his name, was on the craziest picks all the time. That was the Reagor pick. Yeah, Jalen Reagor pick. Let's see. Kawhi says, "Sup, brother? I don't know about you, but I would trade Hassan for a third and a fifth. I don't want to, but I'm not paying him $25 million. I would just use the picks to trade up and get our edge for the future." I get it, but let me ask you this: would you simply just go ahead and let him just play out the year? Like, do we have to get rid of him or give him a new contract? Like, can't we just have him play out the final year of his contract? Because I much rather do that than get a third. Mal, thank you for the super chat. He goes, speak of cap, Reddick would be $20 million for this. Yeah, Reddick's about $20 million for this year. That's true. That's why if they restructure his contract or give him an extension, it's going to be $11 million in cap savings. You know? And Mal, thank you so much for that super chat, man. Appreciate it. Richie Rich says he ran for 1,000 yards on a team with one of the worst O-lines in the league. He deserves that money. I mean, that year that the Giants went to the playoffs 2 years ago, I mean, he had a really good year. I mean, you're talking about no weapons. Their leading receiver last year was like 700 and something yards. You would trade Reddick for Khalil Mack? See, I wouldn't. Khalil Mack's 36 years old, right? 34, 35, 36, something like that. If he would be okay to play out 100%, I would keep him in that team. But if he chose to sit out, which I don't know he would, I would rather. Yeah, I mean, if he's going to sit out, that's the problem. But, that creates a whole nother problem. All the haters who like other NFL teams are trolling here because they're scared of the Eagles. Oh, I no doubt believe that they're scared. They have to be scared. That offense is scary. M. Cheetahs is still live, man. I love it, dude. Keep up the great work. You're killing it, 500. Just got back on my phone an hour and a half. Agree watching it. Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we're still up. I took 5 hours vacation time for this. So I gotta make sure that I'm on here doing what I, gonna do. But I really appreciate that. What would it take to trade up into the top 10 of the draft? Do we have the capital to pull something off? I'd have to look at the trade chart. There's a value chart that you can look at. But I would assume it would take you a first. I would assume it would be at least 2 first-round picks and then some. My guess is a first-round pick this year, a first-round pick next year, and then like a mid-round pick. That's my guess. I don't know for sure, though. But I think it would take something like that. Van Helsing said 500. Someone told you your real name was Frank. What about Frank? Frank. I like that name, Frank. They might be right. I'm not that stressed over Reddick. It hurts to see him go, but if Sweat, Huff, Nolan Smith, I like what we got. I like what we got too. I do worry about Nolan Smith. We didn't really see a lot of him. And then Huff has only really done double-digit sacks for 1 year. So to me, if I could just keep Reddick 1 more year and then let those guys develop, I think we'll be good to go. You'll trade Reddick for a linebacker? Giant fan, Cowgirl fans, Weiner fans love us. Oh, they sure do. Saquon Barkley, I like that. I should be Philly 500, Quan Barkley. These things about us only having 1 Super Bowl win, does that mean we have to stop being fans as if we don't want more championships? I agree. Thank you for Super Chat. I think it's really funny when people talk about championships that they don't have. And somebody put out a good point yesterday. They said, if let's say London, Germany, and all these teams get a team, right? All those places. And let's say they trade the Super Bowl to World Bowl. Does that mean the Cowboys have 0 championships because they don't have any World Bowl titles? Or do they still have 5 rings? Because that's exactly what they do to us regarding the Super Bowl. And Dan Kwan, thank you so much for that super chat, man. Tommy says, report the NFL competition committee is proposing a rule that makes a hip drop tackle an automatic first down and 15-yard penalty. See, I hate that because it's just like the defense is already handcuffed enough. I think they need to get rid of some of the rules instead of adding. Donaldson, did you notice and hear I spoke about getting Dean himself ready to start? I heard that White talk about getting Nakobe Dean ready, and yeah, I did. Everything White said yesterday got me White got me fired up. If you want to look at White and you want to look at like CJ Gardner-Johnson, like those guys, I think both give you swagger that you didn't have last year. I think they both give you an attitude. I think White is going to be good. And I tell you what, if Dean stays healthy, I think he'll be a good linebacker. He's just got to stay healthy. You would try to move Sweat with his new contract. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, you must be talking about me. I look like Eddie Munster. That's because I have a widow peak. Eddie Munster. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. That's so wrong, but it's so funny. You cracked me up. Eddie Munster. Hello, Philly 500. Congratulations to you, Mark Holmes, on hitting 100,000. Thank you, Ward family. As a Cowboy fan, I love the banner between you team and ours. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And definitely congratulations to Mark. Yeah, Mark deserves it. He definitely worked hard for it. Van Helsing says, I'm a lonely incel that loves women, and 500 makes them feel I'm with family when I'm watching this chat. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Oh, man. I look like Eddie Munster. I'm sorry, dude. That cracked me up. Did you see that motion? Just do that. I don't know why it does that. I hate that tracking. I got another camera that's supposed to be much better with the tracking. I just got to set it up. Eddie Munster. That cracks me up. I said about Nolan Smith. What I missed it. What was said about Nolan Smith? I guess I missed it. How he never loses on trades. I think Reddick is traded. We will be happy with what we get back, and if Reddick stays, that's even better. I trust when it comes to trade. I don't think Howie Roseman loses trades at all. In terms of that. I actually wonder if teams get worried trading with him because he's going to make them look bad. I really wonder that sometimes. Richie says, I like White, but can he put up the numbers we want out of him? And if he does, do you think we extend him next all season? That's a great question. I think White, I have a theory on White, and I've said it, like, I think White needed a change of scenery because I think when he was at his top game, he was eligible for an extension. He wanted a new contract, and then he didn't get it, and he was asking for a trade. He didn't get it. I think he was upset. I don't think he was happy where he was, and I think it affected him on the field. Now that you got a clean slate, and he's coming in somewhere new, and he's on a one-year deal trying to get a bigger contract, I think he'll be much better. I really, truly believe that by, next November, the talk is going to be, all right, Eagles all-season priority. We got to bring White back. Will they extend him? I don't know, because he is going to want big money if he does what I think he's going to do as a linebacker. But it does. I mean, there is a risk there. But the way I see it, too, is this. White playing the way he's played the last few years was still better than any linebacker we have on our team. I really feel like that. Nolan is Reddick. When we got him, he was too small to play in. Oh, I agree. I think Nolan Smith is Reddick's replacement. I think he needs to get a little stronger, but I think that's who he's going to be. He's going to be Hassan Reddick. I think just keeping Reddick one more year, letting him develop and play a little more, I think going into next all season, we'll have a better idea, Let's say he has 7-8 sacks. You're going to say, all right, yeah, Nolan Smith is the guy, man. He's ready to go. He's got to play full time now. So I just wish we would have saw more from Nolan Smith last year. I would make baby for Eddie Munster's mom. I forgot. Eddie Munster cracks me up. Slagathor says 500. What are your thoughts? What thoughts do you think are going through Kelsey's head right now, seeing all these moves, potential? Think he's getting a little. I mean, I don't know. Just the way he was really crying and breaking up at that press conference, and then to hear his podcast and I don't know. Part of me feels like maybe he rushed, even though he said he was going to take a few weeks. Like he's thinking I could come back for one more year. I have one more year in me. I mean, we have seen it before. Tom Brady did it. Brett Favre, it was a yearly thing. I don't know if you guys remember NFL Network. It was like it was like Brett Favre watch, because he would retire and then he would change his mind like in the summer, like right before camp. And they would follow him, the cameras would be following him around. It was like a big event. I think there's a 50-50 chance he comes back. That's what I think. I do the trade with Pitts. You get a tight end that you can also throw into the wide receiver rotation. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of people bring up Pitt's name when discussing Reddick. I'm just curious to see what people thought. Paul Federer, thank you for super chat. He goes, White is small, can't play the run, not sure about him. White, the first few years, White was really good. He was really good in that Super Bowl. He's, I think, a downhill player. I think you want to put him in situations, especially, I think, blitzing, he's good. I think a lot of the running game for him is going to be Jordan Davis. Like, Jordan Davis got to eat that blocker, so he's freed up to go make the tackle, and he's got to make it. But we'll find out. We'll find out. It's a 1-year deal worth $7 million. Even if you want to say he's a bad tackler, he's still better than anybody on our team last year. I mean, Morrow, they were all bad tacklers. So we'll be fine. Ward said, hey, Phil, what advice would you give to someone wanting to start a page, a YouTube page? I think I would say this. Just have an idea what you want to talk about. Have an idea what you want to talk about. Be consistent in when you make videos and upload. And have fun with it. Be yourself. Just be yourself. Be who you are. Have fun with it. And, be consistent. I think you'll be fine. Know what you want to talk about. Know what your subject is and what your channel's about. And also be very, very patient, because it takes a while to get like a foothold. That would be my advice. I'm really excited to see what Carter does this year. I think Carter could be like 10 sacks this year. Like, Carter's going to have a huge year. And if Jordan Davis takes the next step with Carter, they could be deadly. I mean, I think Jalen Carter is going to have a huge year. I can't wait to see him too. Donald says, bring Kelsey in as a consultant. Then you would have him in case of emergency. Also, see that Monster Hennessy playing guard after Stoutland got him and working on his footworks and being, he could very well end up being that guard there. There's no question about it. I mean, I think Kelsey's going to stick around the organization. It sounds like that he might even take some sort of job within the organization at some point. I would like to see Kelsey come back one more year. I would. I don't think they put. I don't think he's put in his retirement paperwork yet. Look at it. 8500. Would you rather Kelsey come back and move our current center to right guard, or trade for a good young right guard if you had only these choices? I would rather trade for right guard. And I would just keep what's his face as a center backing up Kelsey, because you're going to need somebody to fill that right guard spot. Now, I think Steen or Hennessy could do it, but the one thing about the offensive line is, because of Stoutland, I don't worry about it. I know whoever he's got will do the job. What's up, Jameson Smith? How's the newborn baby doing, man? Hope the baby's doing well. Juan says, I love full-time 5. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Not there yet, but thank you. Pitts is good. Let's get him. The Pitts poll is not because I think we're getting Pitts. It has nothing to do with that. It's just I'm just curious if people would do that. That's all. What about Jamal Adams back? I don't want him. I just don't think he can cover. I just think he's really, really bad in coverage. Chad says, 500, thanks for all updates and news. Appreciate you always going live. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But, yeah, see, when a 49er fan knows, get Jamal Adams, and we'll have an easy day. Yeah, Pinky's always up. Pinky's always up at a curve. See, like that. Yeah, I don't want Jamal Adams. No. Definitely don't. You'll be full-time soon. Bet on it. Maybe. We'll see. Do I think we bring back Maddox? I don't know. I thought we were going to, but it hasn't happened. He visited New Orleans. My guess, I'm going to go out on a limb at this point and say no. I don't think Maddox is coming back. I think Maddox is gone. Kelsey isn't coming back instead of Justice Simmons. Let's get I like the Julian Blackmon. I like that idea because he's young. I like the idea of having a guy 24, 25 years old. So I'm all for that. Philly, do a video with Mark. He lost it. He did a video on his art. Have so much money even after signing these. On the what? Wait, let me see what's going on with him. Let's watch him melt. Let's see if did he have a meltdown today? Let me see. Let's see. Mark Holmes. Let's see what he's doing. Bad news, Cowboys. How did we get here? Free agents. Oh, he's getting pissed off. Mark is a little mad, it looks like. Interesting. I think Mark's losing it. Let's pull up one of his videos. Let's see. Is there one where do you have one where he's melting down, yelling or anything? Keeping number 7. I don't know. You know? A lot of talking heads think we end up with Simmons. I really think if Simmons' price came down to a reasonable price, the Eagles would have already signed him. So if he does, I think you got a good chance. Yeah, Julian Blackmon has a star developing trait in Madden. Oh, does he really? Hey, listen, he just had his best year. He's getting better and better. Why not? Why not? Why do you think you made us quit? I don't understand it. Philly for life. How's Isaiah Rodgers guy we got last year? You think he's a starter? I completely forgot about him. I looked at the depth chart. Yeah, he's there, and they got big plans for him. I believe that the reason that Avonte Maddox left was because of Isaiah Rodgers. Now, he got suspended. I think it was like June 28th. So he's on a year suspension, and it ends like the end of June. So he'll be reinstated. He'll miss all the OTAs and stuff, but he'll be ready to go camp. He's coming back, and the Eagles got big plans for him. To me, there's no doubt that he's the reason why Avonte Maddox is gone. Philly Erickson, have you seen the Micah Parsons photo edit wearing Philly green? No. It was that Micah Parsons. Was it his thing, or was it just somebody put it up there? Jameson Smith. Hopefully, he doesn't gamble on the Birds games. Yeah, I don't think it was like that bad. Big Mike, what's going on? Hey, Philly, just out of curiosity, always hearing you talk about work. What line of work are you in aside from YouTube? If that's no, I work for a chemical company that sells chemicals to licensed pest control companies. And that's what we do. It's a big giant chemical company, but they got these like little off-brand stuff for pest control, and that's what I do. Eddie and 500. Me and Eddie Munster. Eddie Munster. Now, where was Mark Holmes? What video was Mark Holmes like losing his mind today? If the Eagles draft Cooper, baby, I put him at right guard. That nullifies a lot of damage of losing Kelsey. Belby is a technician combo block. Stoutland would get the most out of him. I have no issues with it. No, none. I trust Stoutland. I trust that offensive line and what they do there. And if they want to go first round, I'm all for it. Just get the most talented guy. Philly, hurry and look at my comment. I just ran your YouTube to say I should slap the shit out of. Send it to me. Say I'm a. Wait, what? I just hurry. Well, let me find out what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so confused. What you mean? I'm so confused. What do you mean he's in the market with you? You're at the store? So he wasn't losing his mind. He just frustrated that the Eagles still have a lot of money after signing these free agents. Well, anything good, I'll put it on. Did you see Saquon's daughter asked, "We're going to win now," when she was told? Yeah, I know. And Giant fans are losing their mind. Giant guy in here is all pissed off. He really at the market with you? Really? That's crazy. Just stay away, is my advice. You don't want to get in trouble. Killer Instinct. Thank you for Super Checkers. Mark did a video on how much cap we have after free agency. He's so pissed off. If we do trade Reddick, I think it can replace him some pass rusher by blitzing White more. He is elite at rushing the pass. Yeah, they just don't. I don't know how much Fangio is going to want to blitz. I don't know how much he blitzes. But White is very good at that. That's the one thing concerns me with White is like White looks like a downhill linebacker, and that if you use him in situations like blitzing, he's really effective. But will the Eagles do that? That's the question. All right, Pont. So you think we're going to get a running back late in the draft? I can see Colin from Michigan. I do. I actually think we're going to take a running back. I think like 5th round, somewhere around there. I do. I think they're going to take a running back in the draft. And I think they'll probably sign like 2 undrafted free agents as well. Went to high school and played ball with Justin Simmons down here in Florida. Would love to see him on Eagles. I think if he came down price-wise, I think he'd be an Eagle because Vic Fangio and everything. Vic Fangio loves him. They wanted him. And if the longer Justin Simmons waits, the better the chance the Eagles have of getting him. Because especially if he waits till after the draft, these teams aren't going to have the money. So then he's going to say, well, I might as well just wait till camp. So he could actually hold it. It could be a while. But I would love to have him there. Jerry Jones went into the nursing home last week, and he doesn't have time to negotiate with free agents to play bingo. Definitely doesn't. 500. Let what go? I don't even know what you're talking about. Let what go? You have to explain that one to me because I'm really confused. Man, a lot of confusing comments to me today. Paul says, "Yo, Phil, you watch any highlights on Philip Merectum?" No, I have not. I have not. With Howie adding all this young talent under 30, it would be almost impossible for coaches not to succeed for years to come. They should. Arguably, they should. Davis at nose tackle, Sweat at right end, Carter at left end, Huff and Smith at outside linebacker. White and who the hell knows the inside linebacker seems to be how it's. It seems like, yeah, I think that's about right. I would think so, yeah. MG says Saquon Barkley managed to dominate on a team with no offense, no O-line. Man, that's so true. No success, so true. Imagine what the hell he would do with the Eagles O-line and the team around him. Yeah, dude, he would kill it. No question about it. That's why I think he's gonna have a monster year. We did all these great moves and then would be in vain if we were to move on from Reddick. How he did. I agree. I mean, that's what makes it really hard for me to believe that they're going to trade him. And that's why the Eagles probably asking for a lot. So I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know that Reddick will get a long-term deal, but I think he'll at least play his final year of his contract. Trade Reddick for Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates just signed a contract last year. Didn't he get a huge contract? Van Helsing said, my girlfriend says it's disgusting if I don't shower over the weekend off, even if I'm just laying in her house, because she says still stink anyways. I said it's possible, so I checked. Yeah, dude, take a shower. Oh, these comments today are wacky. Yeah, take a shower every day. Every day. Imagine the first time this year we get to see Hurts tuck the ball and run for the corner with Barkley out front, being 230-pound lead blocker, laying out some little defensive back. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. 500, how old was the so-called dream team? What do you mean, how old was it? When did it happen? That was back, gosh, what, 2011, 2012, something like that? Oh, these comments. Nick, need advice. Need advice, man. My son dropped his ice cream twice, and my wife wants me to buy him another one, and she keeps hitting him in public. Hitting you in public. I have 2 black eyes, and I'm about to just go crazy and kill. Man, if it's that bad, just walk away. Get away. Get out of there. Don't put your hands on her. That's the worst thing you could do. Don't do that. As bad as it gets, take that beating. Let her hit you. Don't hit her back. But just get out of there. Get out of here. I'm really getting some crazy questions today. The dream team was like, I'm pretty sure it was like 28 years old, 29. It was actually old. I'm pretty sure. Because they signed a lot of older guys. So it was older. Do I like cornerback Philip Merectum from TCU? No, I don't know anything about him. The live stream is hilarious. Man, I just getting some crazy questions. His wives are giving people beatings. People want me to sleep with dead relatives. It's like, what is going on today? It's crazy. It's hilarious, though. Jerry Jones said he's going all in. Jerry Jones is going all in. Somebody offered me $6,500 to have sex with their dying relative. This dude's out there in public. His wife is whooping his ass right now. He's about to go crazy. It's nuts. This is hilarious. Ed, thank you for a super chat. He goes, for all the great content. I enjoy how kind you are to everyone. You the man, Philly. Thank you, Ed, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. Sean, thank you for the super chat. I'm fine with Reddick trade. Nolan flashed last year. He has to play more. Howie has more picks, and this cap space is crazy. The draft is when you do, and this cap space is crazy. The draft is when you do it. We'll be live for the draft. You think Nolan flashed though? And I thank you for the super chat. So I don't know if I think Nolan. I don't know if I think Nolan Smith flashed. I need to see more, but I do think he's going to be good. I think a little stronger. I do think he's going to be good. I'm definitely hoping, you know. Oh man. 500. It's funny that the Eagles just pulled a Christian McCaffrey like the 49ers with Saquon Barkley. Now they will match up evenly offense, but people say they don't know why we did it. I think they did it I think it was a response to what the Niners did. I think they had to match that move, you know. I see. No, I haven't seen it yet. 6,500. You would, huh? Oh man, Kevon, thank you for super chat. He goes, "We want a safety." I say forgo Derwin James. I love Derwin James. I would love him, but I just don't see. I don't see any way the Chargers would do it. Plus, didn't he just get a big contract? Kareem Kitchens out of the U. Yes, I like Kitchens. I would not mind him at all, especially if we don't get any other whatchamacalls. In 2020, the average age of the Philadelphia Eagles 53-man roster was 26, with wide receivers averaging 24 and 9 months, and the 50 position players averaging 25.6. That's pretty young team. I think that's pretty good. Harrison, thank you, man. He says, just want to say this channel's a breath of fresh air compared to Jacob Sports. Those dudes, this were the worst team in the league. So negative. Yeah, I guess they don't like the moves. I like the moves. Of course, all the moves, every move that is made free agency has risks. You know, there's risks in every move that any team does. But, I mean, if you look at the Eagles, are they not trying to put the best team out there on the field? Are they not trying to win? I mean, you know, every time, at least the last 2 times that Howie Roseman has been this aggressive, we have won a Super Bowl and gone to another. So I like it. I like what he's done. What happened to my face? Yeah, cat. I was sleeping middle of the night. Cats were chasing each other. One chased each other under the bed, came out on my side of the bed, jumped, and ran across my face. That's what happened. The brother screwed us. If we draft the corner round 1, then have the corners play 5 yards off like the last 2 years, I'll be pissed again next year. I hate this style, D. You need to press too. I'm not a fan of it either. Hopefully there'll be some adjustments. Vic Fangio will have some things up his sleeve. But I like a defense that puts pressure on, that applies pressure on a quarterback and an offense. I don't like reactionary defenses. I like defenses that try to be aggressive and set the tone. I think the worst part about this defense the last few years is I feel like it's reactionary. It's very reactionary to what a team is doing. And if you're not getting home, you're not getting pressure with your front, then you're pretty much screwed. Who would win a fight between Dallas Goedert and Paintwell? I don't know. I think they both knock each other out. It'd be like Rocky 2 but neither of them would get up. They would just knock each other out. Eddie revisited by 500. Yeah. Bad dog is a mad dog, 'cause he knows the Giants always stink. It's Breaking Bad Dog. We're breaking Giants. The Giant fans, they're losing it. Do I think no? Jerry Jones is too old to go all in. Pitt's talking. It's nothing. It's just pure speculation. I was just curious because people were bringing up Atlanta and him as a possible player to get. I was just curious if people would be interested in that scenario. There's nothing to it at all. Matter of fact, I should probably end it because I think people are coming in and they think that this it's like it's a serious thing, and it's not. I do want to see, let's see, 63% of people say no. So 63% of people would not want Kyle Pitts for Hassan Reddick. Interesting. Mark hasn't made it last 4 videos. He's probably just not uploaded them. Barkley's my new favorite. He's getting up there quick, man. The way he's pissing off Giant fans and the way his daughter triggered the Giant fans, yeah, he's rising up my book. I love Barkley. I loved Barkley at Penn State. Didn't want him to go to the Giants. I love that he's with the Eagles, and I think he's going to be a monster. Barkley didn't say anything until they started. I mean, they started burning his jersey and pissing on his jersey. It's, hey, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have burnt no jersey. I wouldn't have done it. So what happened to your face? Yes. Yeah, my cat attacked me in my sleep. Yep. I just need to say I need to make it like put on here. Hold up, I'm updating my thing. All right, there. And now we're set. DD's paid for good. At the end of the day, we pay the bills. I don't know what that means. What up, Philly? Just got a hard drum practice. Believe in Howie and how about Devin White's press conference. I can't wait to see this young dude throw. Yeah, he got me. Devin White got me all fired up, and all I could think was, man, I like his attitude and I like his energy. And him and CJ Gardner-Johnson, both guys that I think have swagger that the rest of the team lacked last year. Killer Instinct, welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. Thank you so much, and welcome to Dingbat Nation. I put what happened to Philly 500's face on the scroll so you guys could see it, so everybody would know, because that's everything. I've probably gotten about 100 questions about that. Philly 500, his cat ran across his face in the middle of the night. I have to add to it. Hold on. There we go. Now everybody knows what happened to Philly 500's face. No, I wish it was aliens. At least if it was like little grays come in my room and they're trying to take me away and I'm fighting them. Like, I would be proud to tell you that. It's embarrassing to say I was asleep, snoring like a big fat bastard, and then all of a sudden my 15-pound cats ran across my face. That sounds weak. If our defense can at least be top 15, if not 10, we are getting a ring. I think the Eagles right now, I think if you look at the NFC conference, I think the biggest contenders for Super Bowl are the Eagles, the Niners, the Rams, not the Rams, I'm sorry. The Eagles, the Niners, the Lions, and the Packers. To me, those are your top 4 teams in the NFC. Dallas is probably 5, maybe 6. But I think those top 4 teams, any one of them, I think could do damage. So I think the Eagles have a very legit shot at going to the Super Bowl next year. He got we just signed a guy. Not that I know. I'll have to check. Let me see. I haven't checked. Usually I check this every 10, 15 minutes. Let's see if there's any updates. I'm looking. The Vikings agree to terms with linebacker Camus Grugier-Hill. So Grugier-Hill is now in Minnesota. Derek Barnett signs, not with the Eagles, thank God, not with the Eagles, but Derek Barnett signed. Jeremy Fowler says defensive end Derek Barnett has agreed to terms on a 1-year deal back with the Texans. Good luck, buddy. See you later. No, there's nothing. Eagles are quiet. What do you guys think? I see that Van Summerlin is having a football camp. What do you guys think of Van Summerlin? Do you guys, because I think the one thing I saw about him, he's really athletic. He's got athletic skills. Do you think he's a guy, like a sleeper guy that we're going to be shocked at when Vic Fangio can develop him? There's no doubt that he has athletic talent. What do you guys think? To me, he's an interesting player. Yes, doesn't Philly 500 deserve a thumbs up? Give it to him. I did. I took 5 hours vacation time to be here. I took off work. He's got potential, but we haven't seen enough. See, that's where I wonder, like, when you had the young coaches that you did a year ago, like getting these guys with experience to come in, because we need people to develop these young guys. We need people that can develop the talent. And I don't think those young coaches could do it at all. At all. Noah says, hey, Philly, it's me, Noah. Remember me? I turned 10 today. Dude, I'm finally double digits. Now I've been having some trouble in school. Kids keep calling me Gabe. I can't fight, so I avoid them. You rock, man. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Happy birthday on being 10. And don't listen to those boys. Don't listen to them. You know what my dad used to say? Sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you. You know what I mean? And then Fred Sanford would say, sticks and stones will break your bones, and these fists will hurt you. So I say, don't fight them, don't ignore them, but you should learn to fight, though. Clark says, yo, 500, just home from work. Did I miss anything today? Thoughts on how we're going to draft? No, nothing much. Kind of really quiet day. Really quiet. I think the draft is really, I think it's going to depend a lot about what happens with Reddick. I think Reddick is going to determine where we go in the first round. Phil, you're right. Player development has been a problem the last 2 seasons. It is because we've seen a bunch of players who do nothing with us and then they go somewhere else and they're halfway decent. Like we have not developed young guys, and we've had some talent. And I look at that kid Van Summerton. He's the one thing he is fast. He was fast, sideline to sideline. I think he's one of those guys. If Vic Fangio, if they could develop him, it'd be huge, you know. And I think that's part of the reasons why you got these. I think it's part of the reason why you have these coaches with experience. You got to develop guys like Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean. I mean, we're talking about young players that we want to play. Look at our secondary: Eli Ricks, Ringo. I mean, we got young guys that needs really good coaching. It doesn't need it needs experience. So I think that's another reason why we got the staff we got now. Jesus Hits, man, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. He goes, why is no one talking about Rodgers on our team? Oh, we talked about Rodgers earlier. Rodgers, I think, is going to be a good player. I think that he's the whole reason Avonte Maddox left. He's suspended for a year, I believe, and his suspension started June 28th. I think it was June. It was late. I think it was June 28th. So he'll be returning after that. I think he's the reason why Maddox is gone. How they use him will be very, very interesting, but I expect them to put him in the slot. That's what I heard that they were going to do. That's what I read about what they were going to do. So we'll see. The Joker says 500. I don't understand the damn cap. According to ESPN, the Cowboys will have around 70 million in cap next year, and the Eagles will have 16. It would be because the Cowboys don't have people under contract. I'd have to look at the numbers and stuff like that, but there's certain players that means their contracts are expiring for them. The Eagles are going to end up with more than that, and the Cowboys are going to end up with far less. I don't. Is this Dak Prescott's last year or not? How many years does Dak have left on his contract? Because if Dak's a free agent, that's why they got all that money. Because Dak's $59 million, like 55, they redid $4 million of it. So Dak's like 59 million right now. So if he's a free agent, then that's why. Dak is a free agent. Yeah. So that's why, because he's a free agent. We have more guys under contract that are good. Dallas, their quarterbacks in the last year of a deal. Who do you think the Eagles should get in the draft? I think there's a lot of guys that you could get, but I would like to see a cornerback early in the first. I'd like to see a wide receiver in the second, a linebacker with the other second, an offensive line in third, fourth. Specifically, what players? It just depends. Yeah, it's his last year. That's why. I can't believe they haven't done anything on his contract. Even Odell didn't do that. That's what I hate. You're still crying, giant guy, man. Still crying. I feel bad for you, man. You know, you have nothing to look forward to. Your team stinks. And as long as Daniel Jones is there, it's going to stink. Harris Evans is hoping Van Summerton develops like TJ Edwards did. We don't let him walk a free. Yeah, I think letting TJ Edwards was a mistake. Letting him go was a mistake. How many players they have the Cowgirls lost free agency? They've lost. Oh, let's see. They lost their center. They lost a defensive tackle. They lost the running back. They've lost somebody else too. I can't think. They lost at least 4 guys. Four guys that contribute. Kill says they have to bring Dak back, though. They're stuck with him just like the franchise is stuck with Jerry Jones for the next million years. It seems like it. You wonder if Dak wants out. Did you guys see what his brother said? Dak's brother about Jalen Hurts not being a quarterback? Like, what the hell is that? What kind of shot is he taking at him there? Like, where the hell did that come from? Styles says 500. I made it home fast. I could to watch you. What did I miss? I delivered for FedEx, so I can't get on my phone. No, you didn't miss nothing. It's kind of quiet today. So right now you didn't miss much at all. Dak's brother also called. Yeah, he called Hurts a running back. Like, what was with that? Eagles signed a quarterback from the Raiders. Who? Let me see. I literally just checked 5 minutes ago. Nah, I don't see anything yet. Nah, I don't see anything. This is the quiet before the storm. I don't see none. The lost Pollard, Gallup, Tyrone Smith, Tyler Badash, I can never say his name, Vander Esch, Dante Fowler, Armstrong, Gilmore, Hankins, and are about to lose Gilmore. They're losing Gilmore too? Boy, they stink. So who are they going to have at corner? Who are the corners going to be? I mean, they got Diggs, but who else? And Diggs coming back from what? Torn ACL? That usually means a whole year. So he's coming back. Did Diggs have a torn ACL? That's a whole year. That'll take him a whole year. He won't be the same next year. It'll take him one full year. They're going to stink. Dallas is going to win about 7-8 games. Mal, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. Tyler Hall from Raiders, it's true. Okay, I don't have anything on it yet. Let me see if I can find it. I'd be very happy if they actually sign somebody. Literally, while I'm streaming, they always wait till I'm done. Let's see here. I don't see anything. Looking to see if they made any moves. I'm looking. I don't see anything. Let's see. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. It would be, look on Google, Philly. Let me see. I don't see anything. I believe you guys. I just don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. It's true. It happens. Literally, I see 0 reports on it. You see one report. Even if they did sign him, he's kind of been around already for a couple teams. He's not really. It's more of a depth signing if it's true. See, he was signed with the Atlanta Falcons as undrafted free agent. He was waived. Then he signed with the practice squad. Then was with the Bears, with the Panthers. Until he signed with the Raiders practice squad. He recorded his first sack over 20, blah, blah, blah. He was promised to, If it's true, it's a small signing. I don't see anything on it, though. I'll be honest with you. He's 25. Yeah. It's on NFL trade rumors. Okay. All right. Well, if I see anything, I'll tell you guys. I don't see anything as of right now. I'm not saying it's not true. I just don't have any information. Nah. He played with Marcus. Well, he's been around with a lot of teams. He was with like 3 or 4 teams already. So it's a more of a depth piece, a practice squad type guy. He is young though. 301 snaps, slot corner. Sent me a DM. All right, let me see. All right, let's see here. Yeah, all right. So here's what. Okay. All right, let's bring this up. All right. All right, let me pull this up. It's true, Camp Arm. Yeah, I see him as a depth piece. I mean, you know, he's kind of a journeyman, really. Okay. All right, so here's what the report says. Here's what the report says. All right, so Anthony DeBona says Eagles assigned cornerback Tyler Hall. Hall, 25, has primarily played in the slot in the NFL since going undrafted out of Wyoming in 2020. 301 of Hall's 386 total snaps played in the NFL have been a slot. He'll add competition area position of need in Philadelphia. So depth, he's a depth signing. He's a guy that will be a depth piece. We'll see if he even makes a team. Because what I can tell you is that he signed as an undrafted free agent with the Falcons after the 2020 draft. He was, let's see, for teams, a very practice squad. So he played with the Falcons, the Rams. He was after the Falcons. He was claimed off waivers in 2021 to the Rams, and then in 2002, October 11th, 2002, he signed with the Raiders practice squad. Hale recorded his first sack on November 20th during a pivotal moment against the Denver Broncos, sacking Russell Wilson. He was elevated for the following game against the Seahawks. His first start in the NFL was November 28th, 2022. Hall was signed to the active roster on August 29th, 2023. Hall was waived by the Raiders and re-signed to the practice squad. So it's a depth piece. It's a guy to come in, a camp body to fight for a job. Maybe they see something in him they like. But that's about it, really. But we will put him down here. Tyler Hall. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So, I mean, it's a small signing. But geez, they finally did something while I'm on screen. How about that? Tyler Hall or Bradbury fight? You got to go Bradbury still. I mean, this kid might not even make the roster. He's coming in. He'll be a backup, fight for a job in the slot. I think the Eagles I think they got some young guys. I don't know. I think it's going to be hard to make the team. I can't believe we got small hands Pickett. Why not Tanner McKee be the backup? He has a great arm, and also at this point, I believe Howie is done making big moves. These are all depth pieces. I think there's still one big shoe to drop before the draft, and I'm not including Reddick. That's besides the Reddick thing. I still think there's one shoe to drop. Listen, I don't see why Tanner McKee can't be your number 2 quarterback. If he beats out Pickett in camp, then he can be. Yeah. Cat signed with the Cowboys. Dr. Dre record coming many years ago. Yes. Well, this was the Cowboys' big signing. Cowboys signed Cat Williams for running back. That was their big signing. So Cowboys are now set. We need Simmons. I think we need another safety too, man. I'm 100,000% with you. Is King Charles dead? Oh, you're gonna get me in that conspiracy theory? Oh man, I gotta talk about that in conspiracy theory. So, what is your favorite clip? The brothers screwed us. I think it's over. Maybe because it's just newer, and the other one we've heard so much. But I think it's over just because I like when he says it's over, and then you have the other guy who said, "I said to run the ball." Like they can hear you. Yeah, I know. Where's Kate? That's it. That's what my wife said. I said, I don't know who the hell Kate is. Yeah, Isaiah Simmons out there. You could get him and bring him in. Why not? You know? You think it's true? You think she's like DEAD? Let's see. Oh, crap. Hold on. I better wait. Hey, I'm doing great, Iron Mike. How are you doing? I'm telling you right now, the plane, you might, maybe. Is it true you got, yeah, I'm banned on NASA and on what's the other one? What's the Elon Musk's one? I'm banned on both those. I didn't even do anything wrong. Mal, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, I said run the ball is the funniest shit ever. It's hilarious. It's over, Dak. Yes. I do. I think that was funny. Yeah, SpaceX. I'm banned on their channel too. I tried to comment and I can't. You're gonna get me in trouble, Eagles fan. I can't respond to that. We actually need a consistent slot corner. We got rid of. I think you got him in Isaiah Rodgers. I think he will be that guy. They ban you for looking like Denzel Washington. Maybe, yeah. I'm down 30 pounds since January. If I can do it without a trainer, so can Jordan Davis. So can Philly 500. Philly 500 needs to do it. But that's great, man. Congratulations. You did a hell of a job, bro. We got 808 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you hit that. Let's get to 700 likes before this thing is all said and done. Yeah, ban the bot. I like when Mark falls on his chair. I do too. Man, the funny shit about it is he was looking at Super Bowl tickets earlier that day. That's the shit that cracks me up. I banned myself. He's a hater. Every player we got acts like that's all right. Just keep all the receipts. Keep all the receipts and see what happens. And make it for Jordan Love. Oh yeah, he made fun of Jordan Love. Yeah, that Jordan Love was no good. Yeah, that's right. Mark was stoned the other night. You think so? I don't think Mark would get stoned. I can't comment on that, JNB. I can't even comment. I can't comment on any of that stuff because I get flagged. I never said it was. I never said it was, JNB. But I can't comment on it. Otherwise, I get demonetized. Yeah, congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. The funniest part is when the idiot says, I told him to run the ball, then repeats it like he said. I know that part cracks me up. get my kid some food. Go get your kid a sandwich. Vic plays quarterback matchups will be better against passing. Will be better against passing game. Listen, to me, it's going to be night and day better than what it was last year. I have no doubt about that. But what I want to see is I want to see that pass rush get home. That's what I want to see. I can't comment on that, Frank Reynolds. I can't comment. I want to say stuff, but I can't comment on it. King Dingbat, I got a good PS5 game you should play. Helldivers 2. I've never ever heard of it. I'll check it out though. I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, put trailer. All right, let me get to you guys. You guys are making me want to hear it now.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to defend the Lamb. Trying to defend the Lamb. You trying to defend the Lamb. You got to give it to C. Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking it. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
He just flat out collapses. He collapses. Duncan Wright, remember for 3 months, he goes, hats on you, Dak. Yeah, that's on you, Dak. Absolutely. The funny thing is, every week he's got stuff of me up, but I get the one at the end when it matters the most. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But let me wait, let me see this. 500, you like Starship Trooper? It's like it. It's awesome. You kill big bugs, play on. Yeah, I like it. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. But let me thank you guys for being here. It's almost 3:00 for me, so I have to go back. I have to go back to work. So I got about another 3 hours. I might bang out a video before I go out and edit it at work. So I might put another video out or not. Cat Williams is the best comedian ever. Put some respect on his name. Cat Williams will roast the hell out of 500. Well, boy, listen, you're so bitter. You're so bitter, boy. Boy, you're really losing it with the Saquon Barkley thing, my man. JMB, welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Appreciate that, my man. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'll see you next video too. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna head out. I gotta go back to work. But just thank you guys so much for being here, man. I appreciate it. It was a very weird stream today. A lot of weird things going on, but it is what it is. At the end, I had a lot of fun. Mark, thank you for the super chat. He goes, the baby's crying at the end is hilarious. Yeah, I had to add that in for a little bit, man, because he was like flat out crying, you know. It was kind of funny. It was kind of funny, but thank you guys so much. Yeah, time to go back to work. I might, like I said, put a video out later. We'll see. But with that said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. And yeah, I'll see you later. I don't know if I don't think I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow during the day. But, I mean, I'd have to talk to work. But with that said, we out of here. I will talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. And I'll play the Mark thing one more time. Peace. Take care, guys. And I don't know. I think Mark, I thank you for super chat, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Peace, guys.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's
Oh,
over. It's
shit.
over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott.
Trying to feed him
Trying to feed the sea lamb. Trying to feed the sea lamb. You trying to feed the sea lamb. You got to give it to sea lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking